are here.
Amber in Mill Creek hasn't been 19 for a long time.
In Mill Creek?
Yeah.
Man. I'd forgotten how
Yeah,
heavy that song is.
It's hard. It sounds peppy, but it's hard.
19, song by Paul Hardcastle, because it's Veterans Day. And I remember when seeing a veteran of the Vietnam War come back while the war was still on. And he was just a kid. He was wearing his uniform, and he was at Weber State.
Mm-hmm.
And people giving him crap.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. And, you know, I was opposed to the war in Vietnam and successfully dodged it. But I felt so bad for that kid. I was just not.
Well, they're separate things, being opposed to war, but not the individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just looked like a kid who was trying to do his.
May I read?
Paul, one thing about that song, Paul Hardcastle. It's his claim to fame. He's done a lot of other stuff. But he started a charity for veterans with PTSD. So.
May I read this? You might remember my sailor son Festus sent this. I think it was last Veterans Day. No, 2 years ago on Veterans Day. So, dear friends of the Radio from Hell show, as I write this, it's Veterans Day Eve. The men and women of our armed forces are nestled soundly in their camouflage pajamas, and Santa Biden is preparing to deliver plentiful gifts of protein powder and ammunition. As I lay here, I can't help but reflect on how grateful I am to be part of such a fraternity. Free health care and 10% off Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a dream come true. On a serious note, to all my fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, past and present, I do want to express my sincere gratitude. Since joining the Navy in July of 2020, I've realized what a privilege it is to serve our country. I've met so many amazing, selfless people who have dreamed of being in the military from a very young age, people who joined to make a better life for their families, and people who joined because they had nowhere else to go. For anyone who's lost or unsure of what they want to do, the military provides young men and women with structure and guidance that's hard to find elsewhere. I'm incredibly thankful for the people I work with for teaching me so much, all of my leadership for guiding me along the way, and my older brother Jeremy for inspiring me to take this path. I want to thank everyone back home as well. All of my friends and family continue to reach out to me, as well as all of the listeners of the show. I better go leave my boots by the door and get to bed. Santa Biden only comes if you're sleeping. Don't forget to remain seated and be nice to my mama while I'm gone.
Oh, I'll be nice to you
Today?
Yeah, because yesterday was your birthday, and I was feeling. I know you've had some just. You're having tough emotional times right now.
I'm not.
And so I got you something for your birthday. We don't exchange gifts on this show as a general rule. Here, but
what'd you get me?
I got you a gift for your birthday. It's a cube of Kerrygold Irish butter, salted Irish butter.
Good stuff.
Wow.
You can put it in the refrigerator out there. It's.
I don't know if you can.
I put it in a Ziploc so you'd think
That's a big hunk of butter.
It is.
it's it's. Thank you. Well, thank you.
That's quite a hunk of butter.
That's Kerrygold, the very best.
That's very nice of you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Now, I just have a question for Gina about her birthday. Because I texted her last night.
You did?
Happy birthday.
No, you didn't.
Would you like to read your reply?
What does it say?
I thought you were my sister, Carrie.
Thank you. Thank you, my sister. And little pink hearts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
That's
So
what she thinks of me.
in my phone, I have Carrie Jackson and Carrie, my sister, they're all good looking. Spell their name the same way.
You
Just
mean
like-
Carrie and your sister Carrie are good
Just like the butter.
Yeah. And that's funny. Because I didn't hear from my other sister yesterday then at all.
I think this says a lot.
I
Accept the position. Please, Say
I don't know what to say.
Just say you're happy to be her sister.
So I wrongly assumed that was.
I was trying to think, what is she? Is it the whole brother station thing that's pissing her off? Because there was a promo that we were running for a while.
I know, and for some reason it just torques her.
The sports station referred to it here on your brother station.
That's our brother station instead of our sister
is
station.
stupid.
Because the saying is sister station.
Yeah.
That is what you call.
And so I thought maybe that's the reference that she was making. But
And Carrie, you're right. It's stupid, but it's certainly not worth the outrage that Gina has been pouring on it every time she hears it.
Here's the other funny thing. In my phone, in my contacts, my sister is in my contacts as Sis Carrie to keep it different from you, Carrie.
So your sister is cisgendered?
No, SIS.
Oh,
Carrie.
Oh, see, you got to be careful with what you say.
That's really funny.
Well,
the other thing is you sent that late. Oh no, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
I saw it late. Okay.
You should fix that.
Sue weighing in. The same thing happens with you and Gina's sister in my phone. I have her number from when I watch Festus.
You still have her number. That's funny. Yeah, she has the same.
The same thing happens apparently. She will occasionally get text. Okay.
Well, now I want you to make sure that big hunk of Kerrygold salted butter gets put into the camel butter dish. I want a picture.
Okay.
And I want your comments and your husband's comments when you put that on the table and
enjoying
say,
toast.
We're having salted butter.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. And Carrie, thank you for sending me a text.
It's all right, sister.
Or just sis.
Sis.
Hey, sis.
There you go.
Okay, sis.
Well, that was...
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Okay, time to take a break, I guess. And it's Monday. It's Veterans Day. Don't think you're going to the liquor store today.
No.
Don't say hi to your mailman today, your letter carrier. He ain't gonna, or she ain't going to be around. It's Veterans Day. 877-602. We're around to take your check-ins. 877-602-9696. We'd love to hear from you. Are you a veteran? How about a veteran story? A little veteran salute. 877-602-9696. Or you can, of course, text us 33986.
This Friday, experience the
we were talking about vinyl earlier this morning because a friend of the program, Mike in Nashville, sent us an album with a request, and we will take your vinyl requests if you send them in to us. But it reminded me, I was Christmas shopping with Muhammad, my son, not the prophet. I don't think he'd go Christmas shopping with the prophet.
Not with Muhammad.
No.
And I said, "What do you want to get Festus for Christmas?" And he said, "Oh, I'd love to."
Your other son.
My other son, who is also not a prophet.
No.
He said, "Oh, I'd like to get him some vinyl."
Oh, really?
So we went over to Randy's Records, which was almost impossible to move around in. There were so many people there. This was the week of Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hugely busy. And so we looked and we found Festus, an album. And Muhammad said he wanted to look for something for himself while we were there.
Of course.
And I said, "We don't have a record player at home."
To which he said,
"I don't care. I want to get it anyway."
"Oh, he didn't say yet."
I mean, I think he's hoping maybe we'll get one. But he wanted the Greta Van Fleet album.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "But honey, we don't and it is sitting in his windowsill, like right over his bed.
That's bad.
Yeah, you don't want to keep it in the
No.
windowsill.
No, it'll get warped.
But I think it's so cute that he would like to get, like he's getting the cart before the horse, so to speak. But
Well, you should get him one of those frames. You know, it's like a picture frame, but for record albums.
Oh, yeah.
And then he can hang it on his wall, and then that could be aspirational. Someday you'll have
We'll
a
get a-
turntable. And
because when Festus was home, he had a turntable, so we had one in the house. He took it when he moved out. But after
Well,
watching,
that was selfish.
after watching that Leave the World Behind Julia Roberts movie, where there's a scene in there, it's the end of the world and
physical
yeah,
media.
physical. So I am now back on board with physical media. I want record albums and I want DVDs and I want CDs.
I want, because the end of the world. Is that really why you want a record player? Because of the end of the world?
You never know, Bill. Lots of toilet paper and record albums.
It's because these services that you subscribe to,
Yeah.
they'll just take shows away from you. You know, I mean, luckily I have on Blu-ray all of the episodes of the Venture Brothers. They're gone from they're gone from the streaming. You know, Freakazoid, a show that I love so much. It's a cartoon. I have physical media of Freakazoid, so I can watch it when I want.
You can't leave your record collection to your kids unless you have a record collection.
And then there's that.
You know, you can't.
Yeah.
All right, here's my Spotify list.
Here's my Spotify
I leave my
list.
Spotify list to my children.
bequeath.
Exactly.
And 33986.
All right, 6:19. Let's get this over with.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, we have to do something to move it forward, or it never ends, right? Check in with us, 877-602-9696. That's the number to do it. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor?
Papa Roach with Rise Against and Under Oath live at the Maverick Center April 3rd. Tickets go on sale Thursday the 14th, and I believe we have some tickets to give away to that coming up a little later on this morning.
The moon is 75.1% of full. It is waxing, moving toward being a full moon on November 15th. The next moonrise will be today at 2:55 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 11th day of November in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024, and it is Veterans Day. It's also Anti-Bullying Week. It's Pocky Day.
Oh, the little chocolatey
Stick things.
Yeah, in Japan they started it in Japan. It's people just love it. But I didn't know that Pocky is one of the most popular treats in Japan and is served in bars alongside a glass of ice water. Now, I wonder why ice water and
Instead of
Pocky.
nuts, they give you Pocky?
Yeah, I guess.
I'll take it.
It's National Ice Cream Sundae Day, and it's World Orphans Day. World Orphans Day. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio. It's Orphan Carrie Jackson. I'm orphaned Bill Allred. Gina Barberi, never an orphan in her life. She's right over there. Katie for short is our fine producer. Todd, quit messing with her computer. And we have helping out today, what's his,
Tanner.
Elwood.
Tanner.
Who?
Tanner. It's not a hard name. It's not a difficult,
It's Elwood,
unusual
isn't it? And
name.
he's nodding that it's Elwood. All right. I don't know why you want to call him Tanner if his name is Elwood. Jeez. All right, let's go to check-in, shall we?
Let's go to Meshach from Erda.
Meshach, how are you today?
I am fine, just fine. How are the Lords of Radio today?
Hanging in there, trying to keep our spirits up and our anger down.
Yes.
Spirits up, anger down. What's going on?
I just promised Gina I would check in verbally when I returned from Orlando and was deathly ill all early last week. So now you can actually hear me talk, so I thought I'd call in and say hey.
You took your do you just have one grandchild?
No, 3.
3. Two cute little. I only saw a picture of one. Your little granddaughter and.
That's enough to make people ill. Going to Florida with grandkids.
How was it?
It was an amazing adventure. Just when you go to the buffets, make sure you use excessive amounts of hand sanitizer not to come home sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should use it directly on the food at the buffets. Well, I'm sorry you got ill, but did you take in all of the sights you wanted to?
Yeah, it was ill on the way home, so that I was still able to enjoy the whole week and think of the Lords of Radio while wandering through Star Wars.
All right.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Thanks for checking in with us.
All right.
Yes.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, that's all check-ins.
Yeah.
Just, how you doing? What's going on?
Meshach came to my remote, and I gave him a mug and told me about his trip. And
There you go.
That's Mike in Nashville. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Lords. First of all, I want to thank all the veterans for their service, especially my dad. He served in Vietnam. So
nice.
And I also wanted to commiserate with Gina on the Utes, although they put up a great game. I stayed up for the whole thing, and I was glad I did until the last 2 minutes or 4 seconds or however you want to call it. But it was good up until then.
They played really well. I think even BYU fans would admit that BYU played terribly the entire game. But I am not one of the Ute fans that's saying that was not a hold. It was a hold.
I agree.
I was. We were. So I live pretty close to the stadium, as does Gina. And my youngest child said, "I was just out, and this was earlier in the day. I was just out in the front yard, and I heard somebody driving up. They were driving up the street, and they yelled out the window, 'F all the Mormons!'" And then they said, "Why did they do that?" And I said, "Well, it's probably because the game is on today."
Well,
and I said to them, to my offspring, probably at least half of the players, half of the players on the BYU team are not Mormons anyway.
Well, or the other way around. Yeah. Half the players on the U are Mormon.
Yeah.
It's not an accurate thing.
No. We'll get very important sports take on it coming up at 7 o'clock. Ed Brass will be
But on the plus side, the Nashville Predators beat the Utah Hockey Club, so I was quite happy about that. Blanked them 4-0. So
well, it's not happy for us.
Yeah, well, not for you. The rematch is in the spring in Salt Lake, and I'm going to come out and see that one too. So
fun!
Oh, good.
Right.
All right. You can get your records while you're here.
Yeah, and you can stop by if you'd like.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
See ya.
Adam.
Hi, Adam in Lehigh. What's going on with you today?
Morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says hey.
Hey.
And Gina, you remain seated.
I'm doing it now, as we speak.
And you're doing a great job,
Thanks. Too. What else you got going on today, Adam?
Well, I actually wanted to call. My son is in the Copper Hills High School marching band, and they went to a competition in California, and the band took 3rd place, and the drum line took 1st.
And is he in the drum line?
Well, he plays the clarinet and the bass clarinet.
He plays the clarinet in the drum line? That's weird.
Well, he's in a marching band, but
well,
I just wanted to congratulate them. My older son did marching band, so in the 5 years I've been a marching band dad, this is the first time they've placed in the top 3.
That's exciting.
Well, good for you.
Congratulations.
All right.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank
you, Adam.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Derek, the cable guy, checking in. To my fellow blue-collar brothers and sisters, please be safe and thank you for your hard work. Does that make us blue-collar?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, kind of.
Justin of Wendover and Gen X, veteran of Desert Storm, checking in. Mixer driver Shane checking in for more. I'm just trying to get my truck put back to where it was before the new guy drove it over the weekend.
He ruined it.
I know how to tell. You know how I tell that I'm a blue-collar worker?
How?
When I get home to wash my hands, I use lava, the hand soap.
It's got pumice. Quinn of Sunset checking in. Can you guys let my boss know I'm not coming into work today?
Quinn is not coming in.
My kid has visibly swollen lymph nodes.
Oh, no.
Zane of Dallas checking in. Mid to upper 70s this week. Thank you, veterans. My dad's a veteran. Who's doing sports? Well, Ed Brass will be.
Yeah, very important sports.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Amy from Florida. Happy birthday, Gina. And my father-in-law and my beautiful departed husband, gone way too soon. Honored to be your daughter and wife. Good morning, Lords. Rye of Orem checking in. Got to make traditional fruit cake with my kid this weekend. I love it. Weird. Dan of Evanston here today. My son joined the Navy and completed his OCS training last week. He's off to his first assignment as Navy JAG.
What is that, officer candidate?
Yeah.
School? Is that what that is?
Impressive.
Tristan of the most west of Jordans checking in. Jay, the podcaster editor guy.
Oh, and JAG is the legal legal teams.
Kevin of Layton, woodworker Willie. Hey, so sad BYU won. Jello Salad Annie says, hope everyone has a great day. Tim the Tree Guy checking in. My father volunteered for the Marines at 17 to go. Wasn't drafted.
Wow.
Morning Lords from Omaha. Let's see. Listening to Radio from Hell while wandering through Star Wars land as Crom intended. Love Sid. I wondered, where did Frank Christ get his amazing catchphrase from? Which one?
I'm fine, just fine.
He's just fine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just because he is.
No, Holly says, I was recently watching MASH, and I saw an episode where they used the reference, I'm fine, just fine.
Well, I don't know. All right. What? Traffic.
Well, yeah, a lot of people have today off, I'm guessing, so we're going to have a not horrible traffic situation, and that seems to be the case right now. I don't have any slowdowns or accidents to tell you about. Perhaps you see something I need to know about so I can pass it along. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. We're going to take a break, play a song for you. After that song, it is Big Boy News, and Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain all that coming up. Stand by. Underdog Fantasy.
If you're a sports fan that loves the thrill of competition and you want to win money watching your favorite athletes dominate, well, Underdog Fantasy is the place for you with over 5 million happy players in 33 states and $2 billion won. Underdog makes it pretty easy and fun to cash in on your sports know-how and knowledge. If you want to test your predictions, pick higher or lower on player stats. For instance, yesterday, Patrick Mahomes was my guy. I said, last week he passed for like 300 yards. I'm going to go lower than that. And lo and behold, it was lower. Underdog offers all your favorite leagues and stats and players. They offer NFL, NBA, and much more. Underdog puts the control in your hands, and this season Underdog is running a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost. Pump up your winnings and just tap and you apply the winnings to eligible entries and discounts, and you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at the W. Download the app and sign up with promo code ALLRED and deposit now. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly from Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit NCP.
Good evening and welcome to Jazz Pivot.
Pour me a scotch, will you, please?
Brought to you by Scotch.
Like scotch and
All of
soda. Scotch and soda. Jigger a gin. Oh, what a rare mood I'm in.
Tonight on Jazz Pivot, we'll be exploring Charles Mingus and the social political ramifications of Oh, wait, there's my music.
Carrie, you could
Jazz pivot.
Carrie, you could pivot to
because
the
you have
jazz
COVID.
pivot.
Only because you have COVID.
It's because it's rested in my throat and my sinuses.
Yeah, your voice is deeper.
That works. I like that.
By the way, if you hadn't guessed, Carrie's broadcasting from home because he has the COVID. But the connection, I mean, you sound great, other than husky. You still feel about the same as yesterday, or a little worse, or better? Or
I'm feeling a jazz pivot coming on. No, my head is exploding. Here, this will help here. There we go.
Yeah.
My head is exploding. My sinuses are trying to kill me.
No.
My throat is sore.
You couldn't breathe last night, probably?
Actually, I was okay last night. A little NyQuil, a little NyQuil will do you. And I was able to sleep through most of the night. Here's what I've discovered about this, and Ed Brass texted me and warned me about this.
Mm-hmm.
He said the best way to get through this is to sleep.
Just sleep it off.
Sleep through all of it.
If you can, yeah.
So if I can today, I'm going to try to sleep through all of it.
Yeah, just when you get off the air, just go have a little warm drink and then go to bed.
Although I've got to meet somebody in a parking lot to get my Paxlovid. So. And that's not a joke, folks.
Because on this day, in 1987, Eurythmics released their 6th studio album, Savage, featuring I Love to Listen to Beethoven, Shame, You Have Placed a Chill in My Heart, and that song, I Need a Man.
We used to play You Have Placed a Chill in My Heart.
Mm-hmm. All right, 6:39. Let's begin with some big boy news and opinioendo. Then, right after that, Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. I'm going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of them are fine, just fine. 1 of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
Tickets to see Hawthorne Heights at the Depot on March 26th.
Nice. Hawthorne Heights tickets. All you got to do is play. I didn't say win. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents in order to get those tickets.
Get the tickets, yeah.
Hawthorne Heights, 877-602-9696. We'll play right after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home with 100% online nursing classes and no waiting list. Become a Nightingale nurse. Apply for their upcoming spring semester at nightingale.edu.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind, an original. He will be missed. Actor Tony Todd, known for his haunting portrayal of a killer in the horror film Candyman and roles in many other films and television shows, has died. His longtime manager confirmed. Tony Todd was 69 years old. Todd died Wednesday at his home in Los Angeles. His manager, Jeffrey Goldberg, said in a statement to the AP, I had the privilege to have Tony as my friend and client for over 30 years. I will miss that amazing man every single day, Goldberg said. Known worldwide for his towering presence, both physically and artistically, Tony leaves behind an indelible legacy in film, theater, and the hearts of those who had the honor of knowing him, Goldberg's management company said. We bid a farewell to Tony, a giant of cinema.
I mean, I know Candyman, but I don't know what else he did.
He was in a lot of other things. He was in
Final
Platoon.
Destination.
Final Destination. He was in Platoon.
Yeah.
He was in, and he had smaller roles in a lot of things.
He was Worf's brother Kern.
Oh, that's
Star
right.
Trek The Next Generation. Yeah. He was old Jake Sisko in what is easily one of the top 5 best Star Trek episodes ever, The Visitor.
He popped up all the time in things like Night Court, Matlock, Law and Order. But as Candyman, he was great because he could have camped it up, and he could have, and a lot of actors would have just camped it up and made him a sneering villain. But he was deep and menacing, and he was truly frightening as Candyman. Tony Todd, only 69, I think it was.
He was very ill.
America's military leaders are engaged in informal discussions about how they would respond if President-elect Donald Trump issued orders to use active-duty U.S. troops against civilians and aid his mass deportation plans, according to a report. Trump talked on the campaign trail about using military forces to quell protests in cities and said that one of his first actions upon entering the White House would be to begin mass deportations of illegal immigrants. Well, not really deporting them. I don't think they're going to send them out of the country. What they're going to do is they're going to build these camps, and they're going to put them in these camps and leave them there. And why are they going to do that? Well, because these camps will be run by private prison companies.
Money.
And they've already applied to start building them. I forget the names of the 2 big companies that run private prisons, which I don't know if our attorney has any opinion about private prisons, but I understand they're not really the best thing in the world.
They're run for profit, so of course they give you poor food and poor accommodations, and that's what it's all about.
They're just criminals.
Yeah, so we should torture them.
Yeah, the stocks for the private prison companies have just shot right up.
And the 2 big ones, and again, I don't remember their names off the top of my head, have already started applying for permits to start building these things. That's why this is going to happen. Money.
Because cruelty and money is the point.
Donald Trump has said that he wouldn't be a dictator except for day one, according to his own statements. He's got a lot to do on that first day in the White House. His list includes starting up those mass deportations, rolling back Biden administration policies on education, reshaping the federal government by firing potentially thousands of federal employees that he believes are secretly working against him, and pardoning people who were arrested for their role in the riot on the Capitol at January 6th.
The very first thing he's going to do, and the only thing he really cares about, is making sure that his legal problems go away.
Oh, yeah.
That is the very first thing.
He will pardon himself for as much as he can.
One person is dead and another 16 are injured after a shooting at Tuskegee University early Sunday morning, marring the homecoming weekend at Tuskegee, which is in Alabama. One arrest was announced hours later. The Alabama law enforcement agency said Jaquez Myrick of Montgomery, Alabama, was taken into custody while leaving the scene of the campus shooting and had been found with a handgun and a machine gun conversion device in his possession. Slower winds are helping firefighters in California gaining some ground on a wildfire that has ravaged more than 130 buildings, a lot of them homes, most of them homes, I think. Gusty winds subsided with favorable weather conditions expected throughout the weekend. The mountain fire in Ventura County held at 32 square miles and was 17% contained. 3,500 structures in suburban neighborhoods, ranches, and agricultural areas around the community of Camarillo. It's been very awful, but it's also happening in New Jersey. Officials there say that several wildfires burning in New Jersey are threatening dozens of structures. No evacuations were immediately ordered. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection's Forest Fire Service said Sunday that the fire in the Pompton Lakes area of Passaic County had burned 100 acres and threatened 55 structures. The blaze had prompted the closure of the right lane of northbound Interstate 287. Forest Service battling the blaze with fire engines, ground crews, helicopters. It's just one of these days we will be sitting here talking about this, and most of the country will be on fire.
Yeah, jeez, it's fine.
You know, everything will be okay.
It's fine. 3
firefighters were injured. These are members of the Unified Fire Agency here in the valley. Riverton was where the fire was, a house fire in Riverton. Fortunately, the injuries were minor. UFA crews were dispatched to the home where a garage fire was sparked by a car. The spokesperson, Benjamin Porter, said that they were able to put the fire out quickly, but then some flammable liquids in the garage reignited. 3 firefighters' protective clothing caught fire. So there were 3 firefighters on fire. Wow. The flames were extinguished quickly after they exited the garage. 1 firefighter was treated at the scene. The other 2 were taken to the emergency room. All 3 of them, though, are doing well, and that's good news. Just days after 15-year-old Logan Hansen was killed in a home explosion in South Jordan, hundreds of people gathered to remember and honor his life. Students, friends, family, loved ones circled around the B outside of Bingham High School on Friday night. Candles in hand, plenty of tears were shed as stories were shared. He was a great, great boy. I loved him very much, said Josh Hansen, Logan's father. I'm very honored you all came out here tonight to help me remember my son. I just want to say, one of his sisters said, I loved my brother and he died a hero, she said. The monkeys that escaped from the lab in South Carolina, well, I've got sad news.
What?
One of them has been recaptured.
No, they've got more than one.
42 others are on the run, according to this story, which was...
Keep running, fellas!
Let's see. This was Friday.
I think they got them all, actually.
All of them?
Let me see.
I don't know. This one says we only got one of them.
Well, that was Friday.
Yeah, that was Friday. I don't know why the story's still on their website.
25 have been captured now.
So there's still plenty.
There's 18 still
on the loose. Keep going.
Keep running, fellas.
Keep going.
Monkeys!
Let's see. That's about all I've got. Here. This is...
My house is a safe harbor house for you, monkey.
Is it?
28 days later.
Yes.
Yes,
that's exactly how it's
and Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
And what was the The one with the the worldwide disease spreading
Outbreak.
Yeah, a diseased monkey on the loose, an outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right, that's it.
That's good. Weather, traffic.
Okay, so actually pretty warm today. 65 for a high today. It's 43 right now. There is a storm coming in overnight tonight into tomorrow, and we'll be down in the 30s overnight. So it's rain that could actually switch over to snow by Tuesday morning. But much colder tomorrow, about a 20-degree swing in high temperature tomorrow, only 46 for a high tomorrow. And then we get sunny and warm back up, it looks like, through the rest of the week. Traffic, it is Veterans Day, which means a lot of people have the day off and are not out driving, and that is apparent out on the roads. Let's see. I don't have any crashes to tell you about, and you haven't sent any in, but if you see something, please. Oh, wait. Sorry, this just came in. Northbound I-15, 13th South, milepost 306. So, one accident to tell you about. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Frank Christ in the studio. Good morning, Frank.
Hello, everyone.
Frank.
Did Tony fit in your sidecar? He's really tall.
Tony Todd.
I had to order an extra one.
You had two sidecars.
I had two sidecars.
One on each. Oh, no,
he put a leg in each one.
I see.
And sat in the middle.
Frank has joined us in the studio. He is, for those of you who may not be familiar, he is a Grim Reaper, and he is charged with, his specialty is, I guess you would say, reaping the souls of celebrities, and it hurts him to do it.
That is my curse. That is my task for the afterlife.
You love the celebrities.
I love our precious celebrities.
Why do you love them so much, Frank?
Because, I mean, look at them.
Yeah.
Just look at them.
We all want to be just like them.
The glitterati.
They seem to be smarter than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Frank, it's his curse to reap their soul. He doesn't kill these celebrities, but when they die, he goes in his electric scooter and beckons. You don't speak to them much, do you?
Not much,
You just
no.
beckon. Just point to...
It's usually a bad time to say,
yeah.
Hey, I really like that last movie. That's, kind of, they've got something on their mind at that moment.
He takes them away to the distribution center, and then from there, they go, we don't know where, do we, Frank?
No, I do not know where they go. Hell, it's usually hell.
Celebrities go to hell. We play the game called Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of 4 actors, and 3 of the actors on this list are, as
they're just fine.
Frank just said, but one of them Frank has taken, and it's a contestant's job to figure out the dead celebrity. And do we have a contestant?
Austin is here.
Austin, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, just fine.
Yes,
thank you, Austin.
Yes, you are, Austin. Austin, if you can identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win what, Gina?
You will win tickets to see Chiodos with special guest Hawthorne Heights at the Depot on March 26th.
All right, ready to go?
Ready when you are.
All right, Austin. Because it's World Orphans Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about orphans. Right? One of these actors is dead. Identify the dead one. Number 1, Billy Connolly. What a career. A Scottish actor, musician, TV personality, artist, and renowned stand-up comedian. He topped many UK polls as the greatest comedian of all time. He was in a band with Jerry Rafferty called the Humble Bums. He was in the final season of the sitcom Head of the Class. Some of his many movies, Indecent Proposal, Pocahontas, Muppet Treasure Island, and The Boondock Saints. His orphan movie, he is in Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Number 1, Billy Connolly. Number 2, Wayne Knight. He was Newman on Seinfeld. He played Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park. Knight was also in the films Dead Again, JFK, Basic Instinct, Space Jam, Rat Race. He was in a movie called 12 Mighty Orphans. Number 2, Wayne Knight. Number 3, Steve Forrest. He was well known for his role as Lieutenant Hondo Harrelson in the hit TV show SWAT. Among Forrest's notable films were So Big, for which he won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year, The Longest Day, North Dallas 40, Spies Like Us, and Amazon Women on the Moon. He starred in Mommy Dearest, about how Joan Crawford treated her adopted kids. Number 3, Steve Forrest. And finally, number 4, Eleanor Braun. She was in the Beatles movie Help. She appeared in other iconic movies like Alfie, Bedazzled, and Women in Love. She also appeared in the TV series Yes Minister, Doctor Who, and Absolutely Fabulous. She starred in The Little Princess, about a young girl who becomes an orphan. Number 4, Eleanor Braun. There you go. 4 actors, one of them dead. Which one, Austin?
I'm going to have to go with number 3.
Steve Forrest. Yes, you're correct. Died in 2013 at the age of 87. Steve Forrest.
He was another tall one that I had to take away.
Billy Connolly's still with us at 81. I didn't. You know what his nickname is? The Big Yin.
The big what?
The Big Yin, Y-I-N, which is in Scottish. It's the Big One.
Carrie might just put him back on his list. His legal list.
Yeah, he's been kind of
Pulled
ill,
him
I
off,
think.
yes.
All right, Frank.
No tip. That's insider trading, Frank. Don't do that.
No,
You can't do that.
no, Carrie and I don't talk at all. He's terrified of me.
Congratulations, Austin. You get the tickets. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what you have to do.
All right.
Where are you off to, Frank?
Well, I'm going to go check on Mark Summers. He's hosted lots of TV shows.
Like kid stuff.
shows.
Well, he did a lot of Food Network stuff, like Fair Food.
and candies and all that. 73 today, but I'm really going to check on Stanley Tucci and have a cocktail with him.
Stanley
He's fine.
Tucci's going to live to be 120.
He's 64.
Have a Negroni.
I'm going to have a Negroni with Stanley Tucci. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Okay, so we have a crash northbound I-15 milepost 306. That's about 13th south, off to the right shoulder. We also have a crash southbound I-15 80 south milepost 296. Check my message stream here. That's where Infiniteam assembles and lets me know what they're seeing on the road. They being you, everybody out there. I need you to help me this morning. Let me know what's out there, and I will pass it along to friends of the program. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. KXRK Provo, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Very important sports coming up after these. Maybe Ed has some insight as to what happened at the University of Utah game. Stand by for that.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Tor. T-O-R-E, Tor. Today we find the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver a few miles south of Mona in the town of Nephi, Utah. They're about to order some lunch at the one-man band diner. Again, the word is Tor.
Denver, I don't want this trip to Nephi to turn into a day-long saga. You know, I get uncomfortable if I have to spend much time here in the city. I want to get in and get out and get back to Mona as quick as we can.
I know, Daddy. I can see you're already getting the sweats.
I know. Being in this urban setting makes me nervous. So to save time, you order us some lunch while I run over to the plumbing supply store. Order me a ham sandwich and an orange soda. I'll be back by the time the food gets here.
Okay, Daddy, we'll do. Ham sandwich and orange soda. I'm going to get a taco salad and chocolate milk. The salad comes in a tortilla bowl, and I'm going to eat the bowl.
That's fine. That's fine. I guess the phone ordering system here is broke, so here comes the waiter. You order, and I'll be right back with the stuff I need to fix that toilet.
I'm really sorry about that, Daddy. I didn't know that you could not flush grass clippings.
Well, now you do. Just order, all right? Back in a flash.
All right.
So you ready to order, or do you need to wait until the old guy comes back?
No, I'm ready. He told me what he... Hey, you
Meet what, kid?
You're not no waiter.
That's going to come as a surprise to my boss here at the one-man band diner. Come on, kid. What do you and the old guy want?
You're Benny the Egg from 1493 and a half KVOM, right? You're Benny the Egg who does the morning show with Captain Breakfast. I know it's you, because I seen you when I took a tour of the radio station with my scout troop. You signed my scout scarf.
I was Benny the Egg, kid. But since somebody stole our broadcast tower, me and the captain can't do a show, and so I have to make some scratch somehow. My uncle owns this place, this one-man band diner, and he give me a job.
Well, Mr. the Egg, I met Captain Breakfast.
Listen, kid, when I'm on the radio, I'm Benny the Egg. When I'm working here, I go by my real name, the name on this tag here on my shirt.
Milton? Milton?
Milton. What of it?
Oh, nothing. Hey, where's Captain Breakfast?
Whatever you order, he's going to make it. I got him a job in the kitchen.
Oh, my heck, Captain Breakfast is here in the kitchen. Can I take a tour of the kitchen?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Jake in Bluffdale was one of those guys at the U game with the shirt off and the letter painted on. There's nothing sadder at the end of a game that you lose being the guy with the shirt off.
There's nothing sadder than being the guy that goes there with doing that in the first place.
Well, hopefully Jake had a sweatshirt to put over on the way home.
In Bluffdale.
In Bluffdale.
Very important sports brought to you by
business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, he's here. He's attorney at law and sports reporter extraordinaire.
Got him backwards.
It's the other way around. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's sports reporter extraordinaire.
Part-time attorney.
Part-time attorney. Edward K. Brass, the Honorable Edward K. Brass, here to
10 calls, that's all.
10 calls.
Maybe 150 calls. That's all.
10 calls, that's all. I'm Edward K. Brass.
DM him on Twitter, that's all.
Yeah.
What?
All right, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start that 106 years ago today, at 11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month, the guns fell silent in what was called the War to End All Wars. Seems like we've had a few since then. This is the day that we honor all those listeners who served this country in all the wars that have happened since. Dan Donaldson, Virgil Glass, Dan Paget, Jason Comstock, Mark Taylor, those are just some of them. All the others who gave up years of their lives to preserve freedom around the world. Not just for us, but for other people, like the people in Ukraine. For Pittsburgh listener and Steeler outside linebacker Mauricio Paez, and San Antonio listener presently carrying a certified copy of his birth certificate in his pocket, and will be for the next 4 years since he's not that far from the border, Raul Montemayor. The Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix comes on November 23rd It's 50 laps around a 6.2-kilometer course on the Las Vegas Strip. I wouldn't go near the place if I was you. But, it costs a few bucks to sit there and watch these lunatics run around in circles for 50 laps. Football, the Premier League. Liverpool is in first place. Manchester City, who's the villain in Ted Lasso, they're in second place, 5 points behind. There's a tie, essentially, other than goals scored, for third place. Chelsea, the favorite of San Diego listener, Michael Dolphs. Arsenal, owned by Salt Lake radio mogul Kerry Jackson, they're tied for third. They're in the Champions League position. And Nottingham Forest is also tied for third, owned by Maid Marian. RSL had the most points ever, lost in the first round of the playoffs. I'm sure you addressed that last week. Listen to Making of a Moment, Amy Donaldson's podcast. It's an excellent breakdown of RSL and their history. In the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich is back on top. In La Liga, it's the usual suspects, Barcelona and Real Madrid. In the NBA, the Utah Jazz, they're having quite a year.
Yeah.
They're 15th and last in the West Conference. Wow. They're 2-7. They did beat the Spurs this weekend on Saturday. Next up, Tuesday night, they play the first place Phoenix Suns at the Victor's Tire Center. Come out and see what happens. Someone sent me something on Twitter, Gina, right before we started that said, please say something nice about the Jazz. And the something nice I will say about the Jazz is, thank goodness New Orleans hasn't sued him to get the name back yet. So that is nice.
I'd like to see that.
It's nice of them.
It's hard. It's hard.
In the National Hockey League, which we now need to talk about, on Saturday, the Utah Golden Delicate Arches 0. The Nashville Predators 4. I think you heard that earlier on your show. The Predators' motto is, I ain't got time to bleed.
There you go.
Next up on Wednesday, the ironically named Carolina Hurricanes come to the Victor's Tire Center.
Yep.
That's a great name for a Carolina sports team right now with all that they've suffered since then.
Well, they're scary. That's scary. It's the scariest thing they can be.
It's way scary. I guess they'll bring a few people to take shots at FEMA people along with them.
Yep.
In college football, this is what you want to talk about. Utah State lost to number 20 Washington State 49-28. Next Saturday, they play Hawaii at the Bahama Mama Stadium in Logan. USU is number 10 in the Mountain West. Weber State lost to Idaho State for the first time in Ogden since, I think, 1984, 43-35. Next, they play in the Kibbe Dome. They play Idaho.
Not having a good year.
No, they're 8th in the Big Sky. And Weber's been pretty good for the last few years. The Holy War, and I just want to say, if you're watching this, that is not a BYU sweatshirt.
This is not BYU blue.
It's more navy blue.
It's somehow been lightened up.
On the screen it's lighter.
I don't want to get rocks thrown at me when I walk out. So, Utah BYU, the game began at about 8:30 on Saturday night and ended well after lights out at the Golden Living Center in Taylorsville.
That's right.
The game was wildly entertaining. The first half was dominated by Utah and its third-string quarterback, Brandon Rose. That kid has a future.
I like him. He's got great energy. He's pumped.
He's super excited. He trash-talked the BYU people when he scored. I mean, it was great. Utah gave up only a field goal in the first half and a breakdown on special teams. They had a kickoff return touchdown.
Defense was so
outstanding.
Good. So good.
Outstanding. They led at halftime 21-10. In the second half, they couldn't get, I guess BYU made the adjustments. They couldn't get its offense going again. They still should have won. When the game was winding down, the refs gave BYU a timeout after the play began. Had they not done that, the game would have ended 21-19.
Now, they claimed
that
the stadium was so loud that they couldn't hear, the players couldn't hear that the timeout was called.
I don't know about that. That's really not an excuse. And there are loud stadiums all over the country, and somehow that manages to get done.
Yeah.
So shortly after that, Utah was called for dubious defensive holding. I know you saw it, Gina, but others see it another way.
So there's a couple of things. It was nowhere near. It was not in play at all.
Didn't affect the outcome.
Way downfield.
Yeah.
It did, he was sacked.
Right. He never got the ball away, and he didn't have any opportunity to get the ball away. But that would have ended the game as well, because BYU would have turned it over on a 4th down incompletion.
Yep.
Instead, they got a penalty and they got a field goal and they won 22-21. More about them later. But after the game, this is the highlight. The Utah athletic director said, and I think he said something about having been an athletic director for 12 years, or 20 years at various schools. This is a quote. "This game was absolutely stolen from us. We were excited about being in the Big 12, but tonight I am not. We won this game. Someone else stole it from us. Very disappointed. I will talk to the commissioner." That's the person who runs the Big 12. "This was not fair to our team. I'm disgusted by the professionalism of the officiating crew."
Somebody needs to check and see who he voted for in the national elections.
Because he thinks it's rigged?
Yeah.
Is that the reason why? So the Big 12, who gets the last word on these things, the very next night fined him $40,000.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that money comes from. I don't know if it comes out of the university budget or his pocket or wherever. But for shooting his mouth off, even if he felt all those things, even if they're true, he has to pay up $40,000. So in the rest of the college football world, the top 7 are Oregon, number 1. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Texas. Number 4, Penn State. Number 5, Indiana. Note that the 4 of the top 5 teams are Big Ten teams. Tennessee is 6. BYU, after that abysmal performance that they should have lost, moves up.
If you are a BYU fan, you can't look me in the eye and tell me you thought that they played a good game.
I don't think any BYU fan is going to walk up to you and look you in the eye for any reason.
They're going to get into the playoffs this year because it's expanded into 12 teams, and then they'll get into it. I think they probably will get into it even if they lose the Big 12 championship, but they're going to be exposed. So the Big 12, sad to say, isn't that great. BYU plays Kansas, who I think is 3-6 on Saturday.
Wait a minute, you just said the Big 12 isn't that great? You're risking a fine there, sir.
Yeah, I think I have $5 in my pocket, so they can fine me for that. I'm not employed by any institution.
How is the Ohio State doing this year?
Ohio State's doing very well. They're number 2 in the country,
Right.
and they lost to Oregon in Oregon by 1 point, and they will avenge that in the Big Ten championship game in Indiana very soon.
All right.
So BYU plays Kansas. Kansas 3-6. Utah plays Colorado. That's Deion Sanders, and Deion Sanders' son is the quarterback in Boulder this Saturday.
That will be hard.
It will be hard because, again, Utah is full of significant injuries. In fact, maybe you know this. What happened to the tight end Brant Keithy? I can't pronounce his name.
So to give Mark Harlan a bit of a break and Kyle Whittingham a bit of a break,
Right.
who in his press conference threw a chair, which I kind of liked, but
he didn't get fined for that?
no. Brant Keithy kind of looked like he got horse collared. That didn't get called. And I don't know what the injury is, but he's out for the season.
It looks the way that it happened, and they haven't said anything yet about it publicly. It looks the way that it happens. It could be a torn Achilles because of the way he hopped on his foot and the way he came up lame. You know, in your world, they would put you to sleep for that. In the world of horses,
it was not good. So there's some things like that the coaching staff was also really upset about. So.
In the NFL, the winners are the Ravens, the Panthers, the Chiefs are 9-0. The Chiefs look charmed. They should have lost the game. The Broncos came down the end of the field, the end of the game, 1 second left. They're going to kick a chip shot, 35-yard field goal, and the Chiefs blocked it.
They blocked
and won.
It's I watched most of that game. The quarterback for the Broncos is quite good.
Rookie, and he is an Oregon guy. And there were some thought that he wouldn't succeed in the NFL, and he has. It looks like he's going to. Steelers won, Vikings won, Saints won, 49ers won. Saints won after firing their coach. The Bills won, the Patriots won, Chargers, Eagles beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, one of the more overrated players in the league, tore his hamstring loose from the bone, and so that's a season-ending injury. Cardinals beat the Jets. Last night, the Lions beat Houston on a last-second field goal, and tonight's the Dolphins versus Rams. And one last thing, Carbon High School, the Dinos from Price, won their second straight marching band color guard state championship.
Hey!
So there's your sports, huh?
All right. Thank you.
Hey.
Edward K. Brass. very important sports reporter and part-time attorney.
Who looks forward to every holiday that closes courts more than I can possibly express to you.
So you got up early today and you don't even have to lawyer today?
That's right. I came down here to hang out with you. And in about 30 seconds from now, I'm going to fall asleep in my car.
Make sure it's not moving.
Look at the homeless man in the car, honey.
Traffic, Gina, please.
Stalled vehicle southbound I-15 1600 north in Orem. The left lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 80 is south in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 13th south in Salt Lake, milepost 306. Let's see. Looks like that's about it. You haven't sent anything in via text, but if you do see something, you're pointing to yourself right now. I'm looking at you. Let us know. 33986. The holidays can bring joy, but also financial stress. Solution Loans understands. Receive up to $3,000. Don't let money troubles ruin your celebrations. Apply online at solutionloansnow.com. Mention the word Santa for free payment.
All right, we've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for in just a matter of moments. Boner candidate number 1. We call it a zuini. Boner candidate number 2. Wow, this really is wicked. And boner candidate number 3, some people now think that this is okay.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by.
are really after me.
Me too. I'm getting him too.
Well, are you getting this?
So
Again,
they want me to run for office?
This is the third time they've sent me a text.
Really?
Utah Republican Chairman Rob Axon here. It says, our party needs your help. No Republican has filed a run against Democrat incumbent Jen Daly Prevost for the state house. January 8th is at 5 p.m. is the deadline to file at the Salt Lake County Clerk's office, and we cannot let the Democrat run unopposed. Will you answer the call and serve? See the district map here.
I got it for Brian King.
Oh, really?
Yeah. GOP Chairman Rob Axson says, our party needs your help. Me, Gina Barberi. Brian King is not running again, and no Republican has filed to run for the open seat in State House District 23.
It seems that I think I also got something from the Democrat, Jen Daly Prevost, saying, I can't find it now, saying that she would really appreciate my financial support. Now, I don't know why.
Okay, that's
well,
different.
you're a registered Republican. Why
I don't know. I don't know why she would send that to me. I'm not giving her any money. I'm a Republican.
Did you see there's a woman and a Democrat that's filed to run for Mitt Romney's seat yesterday?
I didn't see that.
Yes.
She's, let me find that.
And what, so did anybody file to run against Jen Daly Prevost?
Oh. Let's see.
Now, as registered Republicans, don't we get to vote in this upcoming thing?
Yeah, they're having.
Or do we have to go somewhere?
We might have to go somewhere, so I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
It's a presidential preference poll or something.
Yeah.
World-renowned ski mountaineer, environmental activist running for Utah's open Senate seat. Her name's Caroline Gleich. I should probably figure out how to say that. She's running for Mitt Romney's seat.
Yeah, I did see that. And she's a Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
She got my vote.
Well,
I don't need to know anything.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm a Republican. I can't vote for her.
Sure. No, Bill, you can.
You can.
See, in this state, you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the Republican primaries and things, but Democrats will take anybody. You don't have to be a registered Democrat.
And that's why I'm a Republican, because I'm picky.
And today's the last day you can register as a Republican to vote
I think it was. Oh yeah, today is the last day. Yeah, today. If you've a mind to register, I was thinking of changing back to Democrat, but I just didn't want to go. I lost the paper that said how to do it, and so I don't care. I mean, it doesn't make a whole never mind of difference. Really.
It does make a difference because you can vote in primaries. If you would like a say in who wins office here in the state of Utah, you have to be a registered Republican.
Gina, the Republicans that I would vote for, which I did, are too liberal in the Republican Party to ever win.
Well,
it doesn't make a difference.
Well, the GOP is now all extremists. There is no what I keep hearing mainstream Republicans. That term doesn't apply anymore.
That's why I want to go back to. I think I should go back to being a Democrat and just fight the good fight.
All of the mainstream Republicans are quitting or retiring Mitt Romney, you know?
I don't know how this presidential, I think it's in March, the Republican
presidential preference,
whatever that is. I don't know if you have to go somewhere or. We'll find out.
It says here, so you can switch back to Democrat. The Republican Party will not primary this year. They have decided to do voting in the caucuses, so you can't vote against Trump in the primary.
Because they know not everyone will show up to the caucuses. Because people are...
Yeah, it's only the extremists.
Yeah.
Or no, excuse me, the Republicans that will go out.
Well, I think I can. I think you can call the office and change your party affiliation over the phone.
You just go to vote.utah.gov and it's all there. It's easy.
All right. Because it's Veterans Day, and it's
adjacent. What? It's adjacent.
It's not even adjacent. It's in the same zip code, but I like the song.
That's
all
okay.
Right. So there you go. Ben Folds 5 Army. 7:23. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, November 11, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, we call it a zuini. After a vice president on his cabinet had surgery, the then president of Utah Tech University decided to leave a gift on the man's porch. President Richard Biff Williams allegedly bragged to at least one other administrator that he thought everyone would get a big kick out of his idea for well wishes. 2 eggplants and a long zucchini arranged like male genitalia alongside of a note. "We wanted to wish you well as you recover from your outpatient procedure," it said, according to a copy shared with the Salt Lake Tribune. "We thought some delicious produce from our garden would help you with your recovery. Here are 2 delicious eggplants and our award-winning zucchini, or as we like to call it, our zuini." Only Williams didn't sign his own name to the bawdy vegetable display he delivered in November of 2023. Instead, he allegedly signed the message, "All the best," from 3 other staffers. The university's top attorney, its second-in-command attorney, and its Title IX coordinator, who is charged with responding to complaints of sexual misconduct. Now, those 3 employers, the names he put on there, Becky Broadbent, Jared Rasband, and Hazel Sainsbury, have filed a federal lawsuit over the misattributed gift that they say was the latest in a string of harassment that they have faced at the St. George-based school. They describe Utah Tech as having a deep-seated toxic culture that not only stems from the top, but is encouraged by it. Now, remember, this was put up by the now ex-president of Utah Tech University. He's, by the way, apologized for this. "I've since come to realize that the prank was not appropriate."
Wait a minute. Now, you're an adult person. You are an educator. You are.
What he means
you really were unclear when you did this.
What he means is, now that I got caught,
now that I'm being
realize.
sued, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
I regret my lapse in judgment, and I accept this as a learning moment. I apologize for the undue attention this has brought to the university. By the way, the message was sent to the campus community at Missouri State University, where Williams took the job as president in July after resigning from Utah Tech earlier this year. I don't think he's going to be at Missouri State very long either. Do you? Boner candidate number 1. We call it a zuini. Boner candidate number 2. Wow, this really is wicked. Wicked movie merchandising turned into a nightmare for Mattel over the weekend as news broke that a web address listed on the packaging for character dolls took consumers to an adult pornographic site.
Yep.
The toy company apologized later on Sunday. Mattel was made aware of a misprint on the packaging of the Mattel Wicked Collection dolls, primarily sold in the United States, which intended to direct consumers to the official wickedmovie.com landing page, read a statement. Oh, don't show that one.
Why?
Because what they put on there is what's circled there. If you click on that, now everybody
that's a porn
site. That's a porn
Oh.
site. Which I was going to say, yeah, I didn't know that picture was there. Don't put that up.
Too late.
And on, as a matter of fact, this story in the Hollywood Reporter, they take great pain. It says the address listed on the box dolls is, and then there was, it gives the porn site, and then it says it should have been.
What is the proper address?
Wickedmovie.com.
Yeah.
Ah.
But the Mattel manufacturer was just in a hurry to get this stuff out.
Again, doesn't that go in front of eyeballs before
Yes,
it?
Yes, it does.
It should, yeah. But knowledge, smartness. It's not important anymore.
No.
Yeah, we don't need smarts.
We don't need these things.
So the main boner candidate here is Mattel, but I'm also throwing in the Hollywood Reporter and now us for putting up the damn picture where it directs you to the. Really, what it directs you to, apparently, and I didn't click on it, it's a landing page for a porn website that says you've got to be 18 years of age, or so you don't really see anything. But still, boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. which is, I got it right here. There it is. Some people now think that this is okay.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Waterproof your home with Baseco because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind, an original. He will be missed. Jonathan Hayes has died. Jonathan Hayes, Prince of the B-movie, who appeared in nearly 20 pulp cinema popcorn munchers by the king of the B-movie, the low-budget auteur Roger Corman. Most notably, he appeared as Seymour, the sniveling flower shop assistant in the original Little Shop of Horrors. He died on Saturday at his home in Los Angeles. He was 95 years old. His death was confirmed by his daughter, Rebecca Hayes. Mr. Hayes, a fledgling actor who had hitchhiked to Los Angeles to chase his screen dreams, was working at a Hollywood gas station in 1952 when he was discovered by Wyatt Ordung, a young actor and aspiring director who was affiliated with Roger Corman. Corman, at that point, was just starting his career, in which he would produce more than 300 exploitation films and direct roughly 50 of them with titles like The Beast with a Million Eyes, Teenage Caveman. He was also known for his eye for talent. He gave early opportunities to Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, Jack Nicholson, among many others. And Corman said, I like this guy, Hayes. And he cast him in 2 movies. In 1954, Monster from the Ocean Floor. Oh, it's wonderful. And The Fast and the Furious, whose title would be licensed decades later for the Vin Diesel car frenzy franchise. So Roger Corman is making money off of that.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious was, as Mr. Hayes said on a website, said he was a small, slight man with boyish good looks, and it was a virtual certainty that he would never be a leading man, even in Corman's universe. Instead, he devoted himself to playing an assortment of oddballs, nerds, and losers, and did very well. And in that movie, he gets to pull Jack Nicholson's teeth in one scene. If you've never seen the original Little Shop of Horrors, and the musical's quite delightful, it really is, and it's very good. But the original, black and white,
the original was shot in like 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And because it used sets from somebody who during the day they were using it, and then Corman said, "Tell you what, I'll give you a little money. Let me use them at night."
Wow.
And they came in and shot at night.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to other things. Let's see here. This is just in here within the last hour or so. President-elect Trump has offered Representative Elise Stefanik, Republican of New York, the role of UN ambassador in his upcoming administration, a person with the knowledge of the matter said.
Yeah, he has come out and said, no, Nikki Haley. I'm not going to give you any job. That's the one you would have thought he would have given
Ms. Stefanik, who represents an upstate New York district in the House and is a member of the Republican leadership in the chamber, has been a vocal supporter of Mr. Trump. His decision to name her to the post was reported earlier by CNN and confirmed by President-elect of the New York Post. Stefanik is a key ally to Trump, and she stood by him during his impeachments. She's been an outspoken supporter of Israel, had a high-profile role in the congressional hearings that led to the resignations of several university presidents over their handling of campus unrest following the terror attack by Hamas on Israel. Trump has said, by the way, he probably would like to withdraw the United States from the United Nations anyway. So there you go.
What could go wrong?
Let's see here. You'll soon start seeing striped pink, white, and blue flags popping up in Utah neighborhoods
I got one.
Ahead of Trans Awareness Week.
Do we have one in here?
I think I have one as well. I
thought we had one in here.
More than 200 volunteers with Project Rainbow Utah staked more than 1,100 flags across Salt Lake, Ogden, and Logan Sunday afternoon in solidarity with the transgender community.
You know, maybe I should bring mine in here because I think more people will see it in here than on my lawn.
The Transgender Day of Remembrance honors those who have been murdered because of anti-transgender violence, which many are afraid is now going to get even worse.
Yes.
Transgender Awareness Week begins November 13 and ends on Transgender Day of Remembrance November 19. After a difficult week, this is medicine to our souls, said J.C. Thornton, Project Rainbow's executive director. To have volunteers here to hug and cry and scream and rage and laugh with each other is so important. It's one of the best medicines we have. A Tooele woman is facing a felony terrorism charge after making a bomb threat against the University of Utah Medical Center back in September. Macy Lynn Sitbor, 20 years old, charged Friday with threat of terrorism. A university police detective was made aware of a threat made against the University Medical Center, prompting a sweep of the building. According to a statement to police by Medical Center Assistant Director, the cost of delays in patient care caused by the threat was over $10,000. Of course, there was nothing found. She told officers that the caller told her that a bomb was in the building and would explode in 30 minutes. There was no bomb, but they did find that Sitbor made the call, made the threat, and now she's being charged with a crime. Poor Cuba, my God.
Yeah.
They have most people have had no power or very little power for electrical power for weeks. The food situation is dire, and now an earthquake with a magnitude of 6.8 shook eastern Cuba on Sunday. After weeks of hurricanes and blackouts that have left many on the island reeling, the epicenter of the quake was located about 25 miles south of Bartolomé Mazo in Cuba. Rumbling was felt across the eastern stretch of Cuba, including in bigger cities like Santiago de Cuba, as well as Holguin and Guantanamo. There were no immediate reports of major damage or injuries, but there's sure to be some because of the size of the quake. Well, this is good news, and it's kind of sad to know that this is a fact, that this is happening. In New Mexico, nearly 24 government-owned chimpanzees, which have been living in an isolated desert facility since being retired from research, will be transferred to a sanctuary in Louisiana, officials from the National Institute of Health say in an interview. For years, chimpanzee experts and some American lawmakers have urged the agency to relocate the chimps, which reside at the Alamogordo Primate Facility in New Mexico. In 2021, several animal welfare groups sued the NIH, arguing that it had violated federal law by refusing to move the animals. The NIH had previously concluded that the chimps were too sick or too frail to be moved. The agency's assessment of the chimps' health has not changed, and relocating the animals is a risk, officials said. But the agency has become concerned that it might face staffing shortages at the remote New Mexico facility, making it impossible to secure the chimps' long-term future. We didn't come to this decision lightly, said Tara Schwartz, the deputy director for the program. We felt more confident that we could guarantee the continuity of care. I don't believe we would do this. So they're worried about budget cuts. So they're transferring 23 chimpanzees, ages 34 to 62. They will be moved to a facility from Alamogordo to Louisiana called Chimp Haven.
Oh, well, that sounds like a nice place.
Which sits on 200 forested acres and serves as a national chimpanzee sanctuary.
Monkeys! Carrie, you should take a trip there.
It
You should quit radio and go work there.
It brings tears to my eyes to think that they're going to be given the opportunity to live in this sanctuary, said Kathleen Conley, Vice President of Animal Research at the Humane Society of the United States, which is one of the groups that had sued the NIH.
So they just got to be very careful how they get them there to
'cause
Louisiana, because they're
some of them are really sick and
well, I
old.
mean, they're old,
and they some of them have diabetes. Some of them are, they're addicted to tobacco. They need their cigarettes. And, so there you go.
All right,
that's good news and sad news at the same time.
Weather, traffic.
Okay, so actually quite warm today. 65 for a high. Right now it's 43. It's that warm before the storm. Overnight tonight it's going to start out as rain, but it is going to be down in the 30s, so that rain could change over to snow by tomorrow morning, about an 80% chance. Then things clear up and looks like we're pretty sunny and nice until the weekend. But yeah, a little something coming through tonight. Traffic, let's see. Most of those earlier incidents had cleared up. The only one that UDOT is still reporting on is this one northbound I-15 13th South off to the right shoulder. You haven't sent anything in via text, but you certainly can if you see something. We appreciate it when you do. 33986. Larson HVAC and Plumbing. They want to help a deserving family. They're giving away a free furnace in honor of Grandma Jana, who always took care of those in need. Go to larsonhvac.com/X96 before November 30th to nominate someone who needs help this season.
All right. Here's boner candidate number 3. Some people now think that this is okay. Racial slurs were found written inside and outside of Salt Lake City High School on Friday, prompting officials to send a message of zero tolerance for these actions. A slur was first found written in the bathroom stall at Skyline High School before the same slur was found in a car on the parking lot. It's not known if one student or a group was targeted by the slurs. In a letter to parents, Granite School District said hate will not be tolerated at Skyline, adding that anyone who participates in actions that bring hate to the school will be subject to school district and criminal consequences. The district added it recently has seen an increase in hateful and harmful behaviors at the school. And apparently black people in 10 states have received racist text messages.
Yep.
Ian Smith was doing his homework at his school's computer after the election when he says he received a text message ordering black people to report to plantations for slavery. He wasn't the only one. The same message began appearing on phones across the United States. It's just like, oh, this is a joke, but y'all are comfortable enough to say this joke now. That's a problem. That's the disturbing part, Smith said. The FBI said it's aware of the messages, is investigating with the Justice Department. This is potentially a hate crime, and if it's even possible that you might call this a racially motivated, violent extremist threat, said Ken Gray, former FBI special agent. So, some people now think this is okay. You're going to see more of it now. All right. That's number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Well, boner candidate number 1 was, we call it a Zuini. The former president of Utah Tech University, now president of Missouri
He shouldn't work in education anymore anywhere.
He thought this was really funny to put this 2 eggplants and a zucchini, we call it a zuini, on some. But then, not only was it childish, he put the names of 3 other people on the note that went with it, and they went, "What?
It's a grown man sent me this."
Boner candidate number 2. Wow, this is really wicked. The Mattel merchandising sending out all of these wicked dolls, and on the package, the website, they said go to the website, and yeah, that's a good picture now.
Yeah.
They directed people to a pornographic website instead of the right Mattel site. And boner candidate number 3. Well, some people now think this is okay.
Okay, there we go. Time for you to vote for boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win, the one that you think is the worst out of these 3. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live vocal vote at 877-602-9696. You can wish her a good morning. Or you can go online at x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, November 11, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, you've only got like 3.5 minutes to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Listen to Radio from Hell and 96.
All right, 9:47. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by a Harvest Supper Salad.
And Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Well, it was a rout. I thought that Boner candidate number 1 would do better than it did.
There were good candidates.
We call it a zuini. But the racism of both locally and nationally here just took away 195 votes. And
nearly 200.
Wins Boner of the Day.
There you go. That's your Boner of the Day for today, November 11, 2024. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I have a kind of a 2-part story here, or 3-part. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So I have this, and I've talked about it before, in my right eye, wet macular degeneration, which is better than having dry macular degeneration.
If you're going to have macular degeneration,
I mean,
have the wet.
Pick the wet one.
The wet one is fairly treatable. Dry, not very treatable. But either or, you go blind eventually. But they can halt the progress of the wet macular degeneration by giving me injections of. It's a drug called Avastin, and you get an injection right into your eyeball.
Yeah.
So this was discovered that I had this 4 years ago, something like that. Started going to this eye doctor, this retina specialist, and he gave me a series of injections. But it took about 8 months. You get one a month, and then they check the progress of the degeneration, and he's after a couple while, he said, looks like we've stopped it for the time being. And I didn't go back for a couple of years.
All right.
And what it does to you is it distorts your vision, and it distorts your vision in different ways depending on where it is. With me, horizontal lines start melting. They just go.
That's so creepy.
I'll look at a street sign, and the first 2 words are in line, and then they just kind of melt down out of the way. So it started up again, so I started going back. Went back. He said, yes, it's progressed. So I had an injection last month, and then last week I went for my second injection. And as I sit down to have the injection, the young woman who's kind of getting me all ready for it says, now I need to know how much money you make every year and how many dependents you have. And I said,
at the eye doctor?
Yeah. And I said, what? Why? Why do you need that? It's for the insurance. And I said, I have insurance.
Yeah.
Why do they need to know that? She said, well, it's for the clinical trial that you're a part of.
What?
I said, what? I said, what? What? Nobody's told me I'm part of a clinical trial. What are you talking about? She gets a kind of a confused look on her face and said, I don't really know. I'll go find out about it and see. So it comes back, and the doctor and another person starts talking to me about it. Yeah, well, they need to know how much money you make every year and the dependents. It's not my insurance that needs to know it. Because there's a new drug that's a little better than Avastin.
Okay.
The doctor wants to use that.
Okay.
Well, the insurance company doesn't want to have anything to do with that.
I see.
But there is a charity group that if you can qualify for the charity, they will help supplement the cost of it.
But you don't qualify for
I don't think so.
No.
But I don't think so. I don't believe I would. I did. So I talked to the doctor's staff that deals with all the insurance stuff, and she said, listen, hold off. I don't know if you'll qualify for this, but there are some other things we might be able to do. I'm going to look into it. I like nothing better than sticking it to the insurance company.
Well, and shouldn't we all be able to get whatever the best medicine for whatever?
Oh,
this
Gina.
works the best.
Sure.
Why is this?
The American people didn't vote for that.
Oh, that's right.
And the insurance companies, well, we know better than the doctor.
And
the doctor, being the guy he is, he said, just give Bill. We've got free samples of it.
Oh, well,
we'll use a free sample.
There we
this
go.
time. We'll use a free sample.
That's
this
nice.
time. Yeah. So, I mean, I still have to pay the visit copay.
Yeah.
But here, just give them a free sample. So the procedure is this. They numb up your eye with the drops, and that takes several minutes. And they come back and put more drops in there and numb it, and more drops in it and numb it. And then they take this little device. You've seen Clockwork Orange, where they have Alex's eyes.
And they
Pried
pry
open.
Pry your eyes open.
Yeah, with this little springy thing. And then the doctor, very quick. It's very quick.
Blah.
It doesn't hurt, really. It's just kind of creepy. You feel
Just
a
the
little.
thought of it is.
You feel a little pop, and then you can see the liquid sort of swirling around inside. And
You don't even get a Valium for this? They
No.
won't even give you a...
No. But this doctor, I'm not going to mention his name. He's really nice. I mean, he's just such a nice guy. He's very kind of humble and quiet and concerned, and
You feel like you're in good hands.
Yeah, since I've been going to see him, I just really like him. He's just great. And so he kind of makes you feel more at ease, and it doesn't hurt really. But as they put and I said, you ought to put pictures of Clockwork Orange all over the room. And he said, yeah, that'd be great. But as his assistant was putting the little pry open thing there, the little eye pry thing, I said, what's that thing called? And she said, it's a speculum.
Yeah.
And I said, really, a speculum?
It's something that spreads something open.
Yes, it's used to spray things. And so I said, a speculum. Well, that's interesting. And the doctor said, yeah, I don't like calling it that. he said, especially in front of my female patients, I just say it's the eye pry open thingy. It's the eye pry open thingy. And I really don't care I never call it the speculum.
We have to call it the spreader.
Crack me up.
We wouldn't want to call it the spreader either.
No, that's bad too.
That's a chest spreader. They have a similar thing.
Nurse, get that thingy that pries the eye open. Okay, doctor. You mean the spec? No, don't say that. Don't say
the thingy.
You could tell he was just kind of embarrassed.
Get the thingy.
Get the eye thingy.
You get the thingy.
You know what I mean.
So anyway,
you know what I need.
They are terrific in that office, though. And the woman that's going to, that I talked to on the phone about having to pay for this, she said this is how screwed up our system is. The drug company who makes this newer drug also has a program that they will pay for the extra amount that the insurance won't cover.
Yeah.
And it's all a system of kickbacks and it's just ridiculous.
But God forbid we have the S word.
Socialism?
Yes. Because that's demonic or whatever it is.
How about let's have NH, National Health.
Oh, that's just another name for the S word.
Anyway, it's...
All right. And you know what else begins with the letter S? Satan.
And Shazam.
Yeah. Traffic, Gina.
Free wheelbarrow on 23rd East on the Rap at I-80 West. Thank you, friend of the program, for letting us know about that free item available to whoever can get there first. Crash southbound SR 36, milepost 61. That's Village Boulevard in Tooele County. The right shoulder affected there. And looks like that is about it. I'm looking at the UDOT camera. Not much going on this morning. If you see any other tools on the side of the road or any other traffic issues, you can certainly text us at 33986. Larson HVAC and Plumbing want to help a deserving family. They're giving away a free furnace in honor of Grandma Jana, who always took care of those in need. Go to larsonhvac.com/X96 before November 30th and nominate someone who needs help this season.
All right, Bill Frost is going to tell us what's on TV this week after these messages. It's also Beat Gina on the way. Stand by for that. KXRK Provo, Zero Res.
These are my friends. They'll be your friends, too, because they'll come to your house and they'll make everything clean and nice. Not just your carpets. I mean, obviously, get those done. But they do upholstery, too. I bet it's been a long time since you've had your couch or your chairs cleaned. Zero Res will do it for you. Get ready for the holidays. So they guarantee that they will stand behind every cleaning. You want to get this special, though, the X96 special. You have to ask for it. Get back to clean. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $199. Take 20% off your upholstery cleaning, too. Have them do it while they're there. You may as well have them do all of it. Call my friends at Zero Res right now, 801-288-9376, or go online at zerores.com. You just have to make sure you say you want the X96 special to get those 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and the 20% off your upholstery cleaning. The 3 rooms of carpet, just $119. Zerores.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same either way.
X96.
Like Heather in Syracuse, who needs the sweet, sweet distraction of television in these trying times. I said, you're in luck, Heather, because Bill Frost is here to save the day. Forget people. All you need is TV and internet. CableTV.com has expert reviews, recommendations, resources for the best in cable, satellite streaming, and internet services. Embrace the singularity at CableTV.com today.
Syracuse.
Well, here he is, Bill Frost. He's a writer, a musician, and a podcaster. In that order?
Yes.
Yeah. Writer first, podcaster second, musician third.
Yeah. That's unemployed writer. So if anybody needs a writer or an editor to, like, say, Mattel.
Exactly.
I could do that.
But now you're still writing for City Weekly.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not a full-time job.
I guess not. Yeah. Podcast is TV10, and the band that Bill plays in is Magda Vega, and apparently your drummer's ass was in some photo.
It was all over the social medias.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so if you follow Magda Vega on the socials, that's not my ass.
Okay.
I'm glad you made that clear, because
I wasn't aware.
I scrolled through it so fast, I assumed it was your
I was
ass.
not aware that was going on.
Yeah.
I was off on the side.
Okay.
Tomorrow, a new NBC comedy, which we don't have much of these days. St. Denis Medical. It's a mockumentary-style workplace comedy set in an Oregon hospital.
Like a Scrubs kind of?
Well, more like a Superstore kind of thing, because this is from the guy who did
okay.
Superstore and also a writer from American Auto.
Got it.
Very funny shows. One lasted a couple seasons, one didn't.
Yep.
And this stars Wendy McClendon-Covey.
Oh, she's great.
And David Allen Greer, Allison Tolman. So, good cast.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so you get 2 episodes tomorrow, and then next week it's paired up with Night Court, the new Night Court.
The return of
Okay.
the new Night Court.
What's it called again?
It's called St. Denis Medical on NBC and Peacock. On Wednesday, Bad Sisters is back, season 2 on Apple TV Plus. Sharon Horgan's series about sisters who are suspected in the death of their brother-in-law.
That's right.
Yeah,
we watched this. I remember now.
Yeah.
I know my wife quite liked it.
Good show. And also a movie dropping on Wednesday on Netflix, Amelia Perez. This was a much talked about movie at Cannes. And it's about Zoe Saldana plays a lawyer who helps a cartel leader get out of his business and get out of the country and leave his wife, Selena Gomez, behind because he wants to transition to become a woman.
Right.
Yeah, Amelia Perez.
And it's a musical.
Yeah.
Oh, all that and
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because Selena Gomez. Okay.
Yeah. On Thursday, if you remember the Alex Cross movie starring, who was it, Tyler Perry? I think they did a couple of them based on the James Patterson novels, crime novels. It's now a series on Prime Video, but it now stars Aldous Hodge.
Okay.
Who is he's a forensic psychologist who solves crimes.
Okay.
And it's already been greenlit for 2nd season, and all 8 episodes will stream on Thursday.
When do we get a Quincy reboot? When does that
It's coming. It's coming.
Sam.
It's coming. Don't worry about it.
Cross, I saw a preview for it. Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And where is it airing?
Is on Prime Video.
Prime Video.
Yes. Also on Thursday, they remade Day of the Jackal again, but as a series.
As a series?
Yeah, there was one.
Week of the Jackal?
The first one was pretty good. The second movie, not so much. This stars Eddie Redmayne and Lashana Lynch. Eddie Redmayne is a killer for hire who's drawn the attention of a British intelligence officer, and she's going to track him down.
All right.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Yeah. And also on Thursday, a new limited series called Say Nothing on Hulu. It's an adaptation of a bestseller by Patrick Radden Keefe that traces stories of multiple IRA members across 4 decades in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. And on Friday, do you remember? Have you seen the Creep movies with Mark Duplass?
No, I have not.
They're pretty low budget. He created this character. It's sort of a found footage thing about a killer. Now it's a 6-episode series on Shudder. Starring Mark Duplass, who also wrote and stars in.
I think I saw the name Duplass, and I went, no.
He's okay. If when you put him He plays creeps really well.
Yes, he does.
Kind of,
Well, it's right in the
yeah,
right
but
in the
I mean, he's kind of smarmy, kind of.
Yeah, this is called The Creep Tapes, by the way, and it's on Shudder.
Okay.
If you have that Shudder.
Have you seen any of it at all? Or?
I've seen some of it. It looks. It's very dark humored. It's not all serious business. It's got a bit of a black comedy edge to it.
Okay.
And also on Friday on Netflix, the second part of the final season of Cobra Kai drops.
Okay.
And we'll get another batch of episodes sometime next year, and that'll be it.
Well, and then you're getting a Karate Kid movie.
Yeah.
Which will continue the Daniel-san.
Hopefully, it's also a musical.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And if you like Silo on Apple TV
Yes.
Plus, it's back on Friday. Rebecca Ferguson, Underground Snowpiercer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it.
It was
actually,
good.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
Especially Tim Robbins as the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Also on Friday, for sports fans, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson on Netflix.
I feel like they've been talking about this for 10 years.
Yep.
It's which horrible person do you root for?
Yeah. It's live, so it'll be on 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
But it's like a pay-per-view thing, isn't it?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh,
Netflix.
okay.
You already paid for Netflix, so you can view it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Saturday Night Live, hosted by and musical guest Charlie XCX. She's very good. Been following her, even though her summer hit was this year.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing this for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. She's been around for
How
a
did
while.
you feel about Bill Burr?
I watched the
It's Bill Burr.
monologue. I thought it was awful.
And you could tell he knew he was bombing
Mm-hmm.
in that monologue.
He came across as the turd he is.
And it was jokes you'd expect to see it, like an open mic night down here.
It was a little
at
hacky,
Wise
yeah.
Guys. It was really hacky.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple of funny bits later on in the show, but by then most people had checked out.
I liked the cold open where they came out and were like, no, we all voted for you. You're not going to come get us. Are
Totally
you?
real thing, yeah.
I like that.
Sunday, Dune Prophecy. It's a prequel series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is from produced by the people who did Westworld.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve doesn't have anything to do with it.
No. Okay.
This is set 10,000 years before the events of the Dune movies.
So this is the Bene Gesserit, the witches.
Based on the Sisterhood, yeah.
The Sisterhood,
It was originally titled Dune Sisterhood.
Yes, but,
Women.
Yeah, you don't want
Dudes aren't going to watch that.
Could be a problem. Yeah.
Prophecy, dudes will watch that.
Yes.
Yeah. And yet another Taylor Sheridan Paramount Plus series.
How does he have time to do all of these?
It's called Landman, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Ooh.
It's about blue-collar workers and the billionaire executives in the West Texas oil business.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is based on a podcast from the Texas Monthly, which I wasn't aware of. It's called Boomtown. But I think there have already been like several TV series called Boomtown.
Yeah.
So Landman is what we're going with. That's on Sunday on Paramount Plus.
Speaking of the Tyler Sheridan, I'm hearing good things about that Lioness show.
Yes. Good, yeah.
And it's like it's just been overlooked, and apparently it's quite good.
It is very good, yeah.
Nicole Kidman?
Back to Zoe Saldana.
Yeah. Well, I should also mention in the cast of Landman are John Hamm, Demi Moore, Andy Garcia, Ali Larder, and Michael Pena.
These
Good
are
cast.
Yeah.
These are movie stars.
Wow.
Now, Yellowstone.
Yes.
That started back up.
Started last night.
With new episodes.
New episodes.
Oh, Katie says it was so good. Okay.
I kind of got sucked into Yellowstone and went back and watched it.
It's a soap opera.
It's been over 2 years now since.
I can't remember where we left off.
Well, I haven't seen it yet either, but I'm sure there's a nice
recap.
Nicely
Katie says
packaged
it's so good.
previously on. And yeah.
But Costner is gone.
Costner is gone, yeah. Last night it aired on both Paramount Network on cable and CBS on broadcast. I don't think they're going to be doing that every week. I think that was just to lure you in.
Remind you? Remember this show?
It's like the drug dealer.
Yes.
And so you have to go to CBS and watch it with commercials?
Yeah. What you have to watch with commercials on the Paramount Network also. Paramount Network is not Paramount Plus.
Yeah, okay.
Well, here's something I discovered.
Yes.
The Amazon Prime TV, they have a Kids in the Hall channel.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
With commercials.
Yeah, they've got all these
old Kids in the Hall episodes.
They've got all these. They got a lot of live channels.
Yeah.
If you go to the live TV tab of your Prime Video, there's like hundreds and hundreds of channels of just looping content.
Yeah.
And one of them is The Kids in the Hall.
I was just surprised.
There's also, of course, Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
And a lot of good channels.
See, I'm used to Pluto doing that, but I didn't realize that others
everybody
did that.
stole it from Pluto.
Ah.
Tubi does it. Prime Video does it.
There you go.
They all do it.
All righty then. Well, thank you, Bill Frost.
Thanks.
Okay.
Lots of stuff.
I just love television so much.
BillFrost.tv.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Traffic.
A crash southbound SR 36, milepost 61. That's Village Boulevard in Tooele. And I don't know if anyone's picked up the wheelbarrow yet. Let me know.
Did you want it?
No, I just it was offered up on the side of the road. If you see something on the side of the road that's available for free, text us the location or just whatever you're seeing on the roads. We appreciate it when you do that. 33986. The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories. Don't miss Amy Mann with Jonathan Colton Wednesday, November 13th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break, play a song. After that song, it's Beat Gina. And we have some leftover questions from last week that you have not heard yet. Probably some Ozzy Osbourne ones in there, too.
Okay.
But what is the prize for Beat Gina?
Tickets to see Papa Roach with Rise Against and Under Oath live at the Maverick Center on April 3rd.
Papa Roach and Rise Against tickets when you play Beat Gina at 877-602-9696 right after these messages and a song. 877-602-9696. Hoops Vision Correction.
Carrie and I have both gone to Hoops Vision and gotten rid of the glasses, gotten rid of the contact lenses, and what a blessing that was.
As has Bill Frost.
Yeah, that's right. Now through December 31st, Hoops is offering $1,200 discount on the LASIK procedure. And there's nothing to it. It's painless, right?
Yes.
And fast. And
it's over in minutes.
Yeah, it's like a miracle in a way. Yeah. So if you have any remaining flex spend money as well, you can use that on your LASIK procedure. Take advantage of their 0% financing as well. Enjoy every football game in high-def vision. View the spectacular fall colors. Well, they're gone now, but you and look at the joy of your Thanksgiving table with no glasses, no contact lenses. $1,200 discount now through the end of the year. Call today. Take advantage of it. 877-30-LASIK is what you use to get your free appointment. 877-30-LASIK or go to hoopsvision.com.
We got an email from our friend, that good-looking Rhett Thomas.
Best-looking guy I know. Well, except for Carrie.
He used to be on the radio with us.
Yep.
And checks in with us from time to time. He sends this email of interest, sort of. Hey, friends, you're so good at doing this for babies. Perhaps you could help with a dog. What should we name this guy? We've been fostering him, but we think we'll keep him. That's nice of you, Rhett.
Yeah.
Ever since you played John Mellencamp to start the show the other day, I want to call him Mellencamp, and we could just call him Mel. He's a blue heeler cattle dog mix. I kind of like the name Blue, especially since he's mostly orange. Or it could be Rusty. Yeah, I think a lot of blue heelers are named Blue.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
He said, I'm also completely happy with Doggy McDogface. Thanks for letting me listen. Rhett. And he sent some pictures of the pup who looks just like a sweetheart.
Now, I'm not very good at this.
Naming dogs?
I'm not either.
Because I replied to Rhett with my suggestion.
Which was what?
I said, he looks kind of like a Dexter to me. Not the serial killer, but Dexter Riley, Kurt Russell. Look it up. And Rhett replied, sad thing is, that's the only name that I won't use.
Oh, no.
Dexter was my dog of 13 years who got cancer and died earlier this year.
Way to go, Carrie.
I'm like, wow, I did not do
How
well.
could you know that?
I couldn't know that.
There's no way you could know that.
So might I suggest then we stick with the Kurt Russell theme, and we name him Jack, which is Jack Burton, his character in Big Trouble in Little China. How about that?
You could do Snake.
Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken.
Except you have to name the. I think you'd have to call the dog Snake Plissken. Here's Snake Plissken.
You'd have to.
I had a dog. I'm not good at naming dogs. I've only had a very few dogs, and when I was in high school, I acquired a dog who I named Fred L. Montmorency. That's not a very good dog name.
Look up the name of the dog in that Predator movie, the new one.
Oh,
because it looks
he
kind of
looks
like
that, huh? Predator.
I just realized looking at the picture.
Oh yeah.
Prey is the movie.
That's the same kind of dog.
Yeah, it looks like the same kind of dog.
That was a blue heeler.
Yeah, Prey was the movie.
Let me see. Name.
Cujo. Name him Cujo.
No.
No. Rover. Tippy. Name him Tippy.
Shoot. Let's see.
Dog names are. I think Mellencamp is good, but if you name him Mellencamp, call him Mellencamp. Don't call him.
No. I think you call him John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
John Cougar Mellencamp, you get into it.
I think Mellencamp is good, really, though. Here, Mellencamp.
I'm sorry. This was my dog. His name was Tippy.
Yeah, see? That's a good dog name.
You didn't find the name of the dog in Prey?
I mean, Coco is his real name, but that's not the name.
Coco is the real name of the dog.
Sorry?
Is it Sorry?
S-A-R-I-I, Sorry?
I think so.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it does.
Astro.
Yeah, that'd be good. Rook of the Rimp. Rook of the Rimp. Does he talk, Rhett? Does the dog talk in any way?
John Cougar Mellencamp. I want the whole thing. Because you do that for a cat.
Yeah, Sorry is the dog in Prey. Sorry is not.
No,
that's not good.
Hank. How about Hank? We need
Hank Kingsley.
Yeah. We need dogs to have more human, like Paul. Just name a dog Paul.
Yeah, people names.
Yeah, people names.
Steve?
Yeah. Steve. Hey, Steve. Come here, Steve. Come on. And then, there'd
Alan?
be people
Steve and Alan.
There'd be people who would look around, like, what? Why are you calling me? Yeah, I like,
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan!
Yeah.
Alan! Alan!
We're not helping,
Ow!
Red, I don't
Alan!
think.
Alan! Alan! Steve! 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 Steve!
You're at the
Steve!
park?
Steve! Steve!
Yeah. Well.
All right.
But good for you for adopting your foster. That's
Scooby.
great.
Yeah.
Arrow. Mel. Pumpkin.
These people just texting
People
in.
just texting in.
Cutie Patootie.
No.
Tanner.
Tanner? No.
Yeah.
You hear those names enough at the park. They're just over at the playground. They're not.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby is good for Bobby Hill.
Yeah.
I like it.
Anyway.
Dave! 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 Dave!
Rhett, you have to make the dog wear a bandana, too.
My assistant, Dave, right?
Somebody says, consider the route I went and chose an 80s film villain. My current dog is Hans Gruber. I love
Gruber.
that. I love that.
Oh, here we go. Dog Cougar Mellencamp. Thank you, Texter.
All right.
That was not helpful at all.
No, sorry. Because on this day, happy 71st birthday to Andy Partridge, lead singer and leader of the band XTC. All right, 8:25. Is this a sponsored feature?
It should be.
All right.
It's time for another episode, unsponsored though it is, of Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola. Now, you young men out there who've never kissed a girl, it's perhaps time to learn.
Okay.
Here are a few simple steps you should take.
All right.
Stand facing her.
Yes.
Don't tell her your intentions. Do not ask permission to kiss her.
What?
Look dreamily into her eyes. You may hold her right hand in your right hand if you wish. It's well to sigh a couple of times about this stage of the game. Whisper softly that her rosebud lips remind you of Cupid's bow.
No, don't.
She will probably drop her eyes and blush when you say that. Place the finger of your left hand under her chin and tilt her head back slightly. Don't hurry. Gaze deeply at the love lights which slumber in her eyes.
Wait a minute.
Incline your head toward hers and tell your lips, but wait. Do not kiss her until you know that she uses Listerated Pepsin gum,
Exactly.
the only antiseptic gum in the world, the only chewing gum that makes it safe to kiss. If she is a Listerated Pepsin gum girl, go ahead and kiss her.
Wow.
And now,
I'm stuck on the don't ask her and just, I'm stuck on...
I think you ought to be stuck on the fact that this is a commercial for gum. A stupid commercial for gum from 1905, I think. All right, time to play the game, and here is a man who chews a piece of Pepsin gum every chance he gets.
Every chance.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer. Let's see. The randomizer has picked your contestant. You'll be going up against Greg today. Oh, there we go. There's Greg. Hi, Greg. Are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
All right, Greg, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Tails.
All right, let's see what happens. It is heads, I'm afraid.
You're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Papa Roach with Rise Against and Under Oath live at the Maverick Center on April 3rd.
No, he's not.
That means
Play
that,
along, Johnny.
Greg, that means that because you lost the coin toss, Gina goes first. The first question is for her to answer on her own. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she gets it right, she gets the point. If not, then I'll allow you to answer that same question. If you get it correctly, you'll steal the point away from Gina, and we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points total. All right, because we have some leftover Osborne's trivia, we'll go through that. All right? Gina.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right. This first question for Gina. What successful MTV show led to the Osborne show happening?
Okay.
If it hadn't have been for the success of this show, the Osbournes would not have happened.
Okay.
Is it 1, Pimp My Ride? Is it 2, Your Money or Your Life? Is it 3, Cribs? Or is it 4, Cockfight Country?
I missed this show, Cribs.
Cribs.
I like seeing how celebrities live.
There you go.
Oh, I thought that was about babies. Oh, it's 1-0 for Gina. Let's go to Greg.
Greg, which family member chose not to appear on the TV show?
I know this.
The Osbournes.
Okay, Greg.
Greg, which family member chose not to appear on the show? Was it 1, Shemp Osborne? Is it 2, Ozzy's grandpa Grimsby Nutborn Osborne? Was it 3, Jack's brother Chuck? He was in the first episode and then he's gone. Or 4, the oldest daughter Amy?
I'm going to say number 4.
Amy is
That's
correct.
correct.
Yes.
Chuck was a Happy Days reference.
Yes, it was. Thank you. He was on the first episode and then disappeared.
He was drafted.
Gina.
Yeah.
What is Ozzy's real name?
Okay, I know this too, so.
You sure?
Yeah. I think.
Well,
now you made me question it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it John Michael Osborne? Is it 2, Gordon Shumway? Is it 3, John Jacob Osbornian? Or 4, Peter Parker?
It's 1.
Yes.
No, that.
Michael Osborne.
It's 2-1 now. Greg, you have a chance to tie it up.
Greg, what is the name of Jack Osborne's bulldog? What is the name of the dog? Is it 1, Loudna? Is it 2, Al Pacino? Is it 3, Lola? Or is it 4, Bark Twain?
I'm going to go with Lola.
Lola is correct.
The game is tied. Gina, you could win with this one.
Gina, we are out of Osborne's.
Oh, man, I like the Osborne trivia.
We're going to finish with Tilda Swinton trivia.
Okay, well, she could play Ozzy Osbourne.
Because she can do anything.
Yeah.
She was offered the role in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, but turned it down. What was the role that she was offered?
Okay.
Was it 1, Seamus Finnegan? Was it 2, Dolores Umbridge? Is it 3, Professor Sybil Trelawney? Or 4, Grimly Fiendish?
Is it B?
Dolores Umbridge?
Yeah. No.
No.
Greg, you could win.
All right, I'm going to go with number 3.
Professor Sybil Trelawney.
Win.
Wow.
There you go,
All
Greg.
right.
Nicely done, Greg. You win those
Thank
tickets. You're quite welcome.
No, I have to confess. Is Dolores Umbridge a Harry Potter
Yes.
character? Yeah. Okay, I just thought it was a fancy
Yeah.
British name. I guess I should do my research before I do these things. All right.
Hold on the line, Greg, and somebody will tell you how you can get your tickets. Listen, I've got to go home and gaze deeply at the love lights which slumber in Mrs. Ola's eyes.
Oh, tell her lips look like Cupid's bow. All right. 8:31, and it is time for some news brought to you by
America's first Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness a historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker opening December 6th with the magical music of Tchaikovsky, performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
Well, this is, of course, Veterans Day, also known as Armistice Day. And then there is I think in Europe they call it a day of remembrance, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But among those who served in the military and are veterans are several notable faces from the entertainment world, past and present, including Morgan Freeman, the Oscar-winning film and TV icon, served in the U.S. Air Force from 1954 to 1959. Here are some of the other stars which served in the military that are veterans. Clint Eastwood, according to Men's Health magazine, he was drafted into the U.S. Army during the Korean War. While in the service, Eastwood served as a lifeguard. Adam Driver was in the military.
I didn't know that, yeah.
He enlisted in the Marines after the September 11th terrorist attacks on America. He was medically discharged 2 years later, however, because he broke his sternum in a mountain bike accident.
I thought it was because his chest wouldn't fit in any uniform.
Mel Brooks was in the military.
Yes.
He was drafted by the Army during World War II. He served as a combat engineer in the 1104 Engineer Combat Battalion. Ice-T, according to military hip-hop star, acting great Ice-T, whose real name is Tracy Lauren Marrow, enlisted in the U.S. Army out of high school and served for 4 years in the 25th Infantry. Chuck Norris was in the U.S. Air Force in 1958. He was a policeman in South Korea. Drew Carey.
Mm-hmm. He had the haircut.
He joined the Marine Corps in 1980 and served until 1986. Rob Riggle.
Yes.
He is, I think he's still in the reserve, yeah. He was in the Marine Corps in college.
For a long time.
Marine Corps Reserve in college, retired after 23 years of service in 2013. He served in several units in the Marines. Mr. T was in the National Guard. Tom Selleck was in the National Guard. Alan Alda was in
the Korean War, right?
Yeah, right.
No?
He joined the Army Reserve after graduation. Sidney Poitier, Jimi Hendrix was in the Air Force. Elvis Presley, of course, that was a big deal. He when he was he enlisted.
Met Priscilla.
He enlisted and went and served his time. He was in Germany for a lot of his military career. Steve McQueen is among several entertainers who served in the other entertainers who served in the military. So a lot. Chris Christopherson, a lot of people served in the military. Aaron Wagner, a former BYU football player turned businessman and social media influencer, was released from jail after a 3-hour detention hearing on Friday. He also pleaded not guilty to 16 counts of fraud and money laundering after a years-long federal investigation into his business investments. The FBI arrested Wagner last month for one count of wire fraud. He's been held in the Salt Lake County Jail since October 24th. His business partner, Michael Maines, was added as a defendant this week, though he will not appear in court in December. They're accused of defrauding investors out of millions of dollars over the last 3 years. Wagner's release included more than a dozen conditions from Magistrate Judge Celia Romero. She said there's a long list of things he has to comply with to stay out of jail for the time being. The prosecutors allege that Wagner and Maines, through their Wags Cap Food, their firm called Wags Cap Food, would ask for money for a restaurant or real estate project, use the money to fund a different or failing project, and then turn around and find new investors. They allegedly used investor funds to pay for personal expenses, including mortgage payments on second homes and a private airplane. They say that they, in one case, the prosecutors allege they took $40,000 from 8 crumble cookie stores, booked these funds as shift leads to make it appear that they were wages paid to employees instead of to themselves. Wagcap Foods' portfolio included restaurant chains Hello Sugar, Dirty Bird, and Crumble Cookies. And they were apparently, allegedly, as dirty as possible, you could possibly imagine. A beloved comic shop operating at the Valley Fair Mall is having to move outdoors.
Really?
After a water line break flooded their store. On October 30th, a pressurized water line running into the mall broke, releasing an estimated 1.3 million gallons of water into the back of the Nerd store.
Oh, man.
They sell comics, cards, and other collectibles.
Yeah.
Have you been there, Carrie?
I have, yes.
Flooded our walls and covered most of the entirety of our 9,000 square foot store, said co-owner Charles Prowse. We had to throw everything away that the water touched.
Yeah.
The flooding included 45 long boxes, each box holding about 300 single issues of comics. Man,
damn.
A lot of comic books being tossed away. Donald Trump demanded that Republican senators hoping to become the chamber's leader approve any of his nominations with haste and allow him to make recess appointments to advance his vision for the nation. Any Republican senator seeking the coveted leadership position in the United States Senate must agree to recess appointments in the Senate, without which we will not be able to get people confirmed in a timely manner. Sometimes the votes can take 2 years or more. This is what they did 4 years ago, and we can't let it happen again. We need positions filled immediately. So he wants to bypass any kind of Senate confirmation or examination. And what could possibly be wrong
Exactly.
with that?
And, when Obama did this on a rare occasion, he was referred to as the imperial president.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. What do you say about that? What do you say about that now, Mitch McConnell?
That's what you voted for.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he'll be serving in a major health care policy role in the upcoming Trump administration. Maybe not. Where his to-do list includes telling local communities to stop adding fluoride to drinking water. On January 20th, the Trump White House will advise all U.S. water systems to remove fluoride from public water, Kennedy posted.
And there is no evidence that fluoride is hurting.
Well, and,
anyone.
another thing is there's no federal mandate requiring fluoride in water.
Exactly. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Communities have been convinced over the years to do it.
I mean, I figure if we're bringing back measles and all of those diseases, why not rotting teeth?
Fluoride, it's long been proven to strengthen teeth, prevent cavities, and added to water in small amounts. Local utilities across the country have been putting fluoride in the water since 1945 to help fight tooth decay.
Yeah.
The CDC considers the practice one of the great public health achievements of the 20th century.
Exactly.
Russian state television congratulated Melania Trump on her husband's reelection
This is kind of funny.
as president of the United States by showing nude photographs of her on live TV.
That's just Vlad reminding Trump who's in charge.
Yeah.
On the show 60 Minutes.
Because nothing happens on those shows that is not approved by that administration.
Exactly. Russian television presenters, husband and wife, Yevgeny Popov and Olga Skabayeva, spoke about Donald Trump's re-election and showed numerous photos from Melania Trump's modeling days on screen, including nude photographs from a GQ profile in 2000. Julia Davis, founder of the Russian media monitor watchdog group, posted video of the broadcast alongside the caption, "Meanwhile, in Russia, this is how the most watched state TV channel in the country welcomed Melania Trump's upcoming return to the White House."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. And a pit bull in California, Mississippi, has given birth to a little green puppy.
Yeah.
A green puppy. Isn't that odd?
He's a cutie.
He's really cute, and he's green. It'll eventually. This happens apparently rarely, but it does happen, and he will eventually lose the green.
Like the fur isn't green. It's
So there you go.
Sports, weather, traffic.
These things are true.
All right.
The Utes played an amazing game. Best game of this season by far so far. Brandon Rose is awesome. He's energetic. He's into it. He's ready. I am hopeful for his contribution to the team. It was a hold. Whether they should have called it or not, I don't think so. Way down the field, not involved in the ball was never going to get to them anyway. He was sacked on that. The athletic director overstepped his bounds when what he said after the game. I don't blame Kyle for throwing the chair. I get it. I get it that that was the closest we've come this year to having a win like that. It's okay to be upset. And BYU, this is also true. You played terrible. That was the worst game they played all year also. All of those things are true. NFL tonight, you've got the Dolphins and the Rams. Puck drops bill at 6:15.
I'm there
for that. That's your sports. Weather, really warm today, 65 for a high. That's because we have a storm coming in tonight. It will start out as rain, but we'll be down in the 30s overnight, and that means it could change over to snow before the morning gets here. 80% chance of rain/snow tomorrow. Then we warm up again back into the mid-50s, it looks like, by Friday. Haster games, board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com. Traffic, let's see. Everything seems to be moving well. I don't have any accidents being reported right now, and you're not reporting anything, but you can if you see something. 33986 is where you do that. Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey, November 22nd to December 31st. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
All right, thank you. We will take a break. We got some geek news for you and the Boner recap game coming up. Stand by for all of that.
I stole it from Jana's desk. It's those.
She has them. Is it Wint-O Green?
Is that what they call them? She has them on her desk all the time.
Wint-O Green?
I have a pocket full of them right now. I just grab a handful.
You grab?
Yeah.
No, they're not there for you to grab a handful. They're there for you to take one once in a while. It's not a handful.
I take a handful and then I don't take any more for a long time. What's the difference between taking one once in a while?
Do they still make the butter rum flavor ones?
Those are the best.
Yeah, they do.
Because those are the ones.
I almost bought a roll recently, as a matter of fact.
If you're gonna buy Lifesavers, it should be
butter rum.
There was these weren't Lifesavers; they were butterscotch discs. So they were some different brand, but
not
without
a
hole.
Not as good as the butter rum.
Okay, so they have the butter rum, Pep-O-Mint.
This just says Lifesaver.
Wild cherry, hard candy, 5 flavors, mints, orange Orange mint? Wow.
You know, I
Okay.
used to...
And wintergreen.
Yeah, I used to like the tropical fruit. You could get a roll of tropical fruit-flavored Lifesavers. I don't know if they still have those. There's coconut and lime. And
I love those.
They're delicious.
I remember my
banana.
My cousin Ray, the weird one.
Yeah.
We would exchange Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
I'd get him an action figure or something cool.
Yeah.
Every year. Because his mother did it.
The Lifesaver
Aunt
book?
Shirley, the Lifesaver Sweet Storybook. Every year.
Well, Punk gave me one of those every year.
Yeah, but that's all he gave me.
Wasn't like that.
Oh,
and
yeah. It wasn't that and something.
and an action
No, it was,
figure.
here. So I told Ray, I said, I'm not going to get you Christmas presents anymore. Why? Because your mother keeps giving me these
Lame.
every year. I don't want them. So just keep
Did you
them.
eat them though?
No.
No.
The butter rum, I ate the
Yeah.
butter rum, but the rest, I think
You
my
should
sister...
be able to get one of those that's all butter rum.
Yes.
It seems to me you could.
Okay, next time I'm at the store, I'm going to actually look
Okay.
for butter rum Lifesaver.
I haven't thought about a butter rum Lifesaver in a long time.
I'm going to look it up online. That's what I'm going to do.
Orange mint ones are good. Butter rum, you leftists sicken me.
Is that what it
the texture says?
That's my sign off today.
You leftists sicken me.
Leftists sicken me. Me left. Okay.
It's Lifesavers Butter Rum Hard Candy Bulk. 20 single packs. You can have it by 6 today.
Amazon?
Yep.
Okay.
By 6 o'clock today.
Thank you, Robert. How much is that? Good heavens. Is this a sponsored feature? Gina?
It's time for holiday shopping. That means stopping by Cabin Fever. Since 1982, it's Cabin Fever, located in the historic heart of Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. I'd like to thank Marvel Studios for dropping these two trailers after we did Geek Show.
Well, you can share them with us now.
Because it was a light news episode. It was very nice of them to do this. But we do get another good look at the new Captain America movie, Captain America: Brave New World.
Whatever this is, Cap, be careful.
Now it's coming in February.
What do we know?
There were 5 shooters. This was a coordinated terrorist attack, sir.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president.
You get Harrison Ford playing the president.
Let me fix it. Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
Well, we get a good look at his new uniform and his helmet and his new wing rig. I think they're made of adamantium because they seem to be able to cut through a lot of stuff.
We're on the brink of war. I can't trust anyone. Nothing about this feels right. Captain America. You ever ask yourself, who's playing who?
So it's a political intrigue kind of a... There's a great scene where Cap is flying, throws his shield, and bounces it across missiles.
Of course.
Yes, that thing defies the laws of physics.
Out there that I can't control.
Stop!
Captain America.
And we also get to see General Ross, the president, Harrison Ford, turn into a Hulk.
What?
A red Hulk. And it looks just like him. His face is Harrison Ford.
All right.
And it just makes me laugh because...
Since when were they red?
Because I watched the Shrinking Show and I think to myself, man, Harrison Ford just shows up and is grumpy. He doesn't have to act.
No, that's
he
his
just
job.
Yeah. But they will fight. They will fight. We also got to look at Thunderbolts.
Who is that?
That's Marvel Studios.
Is that Bucky? It's the Winter Soldier.
Thunderbolts are kind of the reject Avengers. Except for, of course, Bucky. But you got Black Widow's sister, who we met in the Black Widow movie. Florence Pugh. You get the evil Captain America, who we met in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. No. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And Red Guardian.
How crazy is it to think of all the monumental fights that happened exactly here where you're standing? I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics.
And Julie Louis-Dreyfus is in
You are
charge.
all so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Eat shit, Valentine.
Oh, thank you. There we go. Didn't realize that was going to happen. But it looks like a lot of action, a lot of fun. Also a trailer for... Now, here's the thing. When I was a little kid, I thought to myself, what would happen if, when I'm writing my letter to Santa, if I misspelled Santa and put Satan, what would happen?
It happens all the time.
You know, well, yeah, but they made a movie about it.
Magical happens
Dear Santa.
when a kid sends a letter to Santa, but Liam
To Santa.
But he puts Satan.
crappy speller.
Yeah. So the letter winds up in Satan's lap.
This
Okay.
looks like fun.
Jack Black is Satan.
Putrid.
Thank you.
What do you want?
You summoned me.
Not what I expected.
What'd you expect?
In the movies, the reindeer usually have the antlers, not you.
Kid, are you high?
I'm ready for this.
You look
So it's one of the Farrelly brothers that's behind this, Bobby Farrelly.
This is not animated.
No, it's a live action.
You mean like a genie?
They stole that from me. By the way, after you make your wishes, I'm taking your soul.
What?
You ain't never had a friend like me. Okay, that I may have stolen from Aladdin. Now we're even. Let me show you a few of the things I
Is this
could do
going to
for
be
you.
Satan with the heart? Is that what's going to happen
I think that's
here?
what'll happen
Okay.
at the end, is that Satan gets redeemed, which,
get-
you know, we just can't have, honestly. But
No.
So there you go. That's going to be on Paramount Plus November 25th, just in time for Thanksgiving with the folks, so you don't have to speak to them about the election. You can just watch this and say, look, Satan's winning. There you go. Also, we got news that Andor is returning. This is the Star Wars show that is so damn good. It's about Cassian Andor, and we're getting in season number 2. This will be the final season in April of 2025, so be watching your Disney Plus for that. We also got news about the Star Wars more movies. Simon Kinberg is going to write and produce a new trilogy. This has got nothing to do with the Skywalkers, thank God. I think that's enough. But he's working on that, and I'm wondering how long it will be till that is canceled, like all the other Star Wars projects get. And James Gunn, who is in charge of the DC characters at Warner Brothers, he's seeing the success of The Penguin, which had the season finale last night, which everyone is saying, wow, it's good. And so the rumors naturally have started to appear, well, what other Batman villains could we give their own show? Or other Batman characters? Oh, well, maybe the Riddler. No. What? Oh, the Joker needs his own show. Well, it's going to be the Joker, right? James Gunn stepped forward and said, no.
We've had enough Joker.
No truth in this. Sorry, everyone is asking me about this. There is absolutely no truth. A Joker series is not being discussed, nor has even come up at this time. Sorry.
We have Joker fatigue. We
Yes.
need to rest Joker
So
for a
all
while.
these rumors. Look, just go and watch the Penguin series and enjoy it, okay? There you go.
Infinity member says there's a table in the left lane southbound I-15 just after 12th Street exit in Ogden. That's just in time for your holiday, family get-togethers.
Be specific. What kind of table is it?
It doesn't say.
Is it a card
Just-
table?
just
Is
says
it
table.
An end table?
Text us if you know. Bill wants to know what kind of table it is.
Is it a
33986.
Table of tax results?
Table of tax
A table, table of statistics.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
I see where.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with, for you, the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. That's easy, especially if you heard it. If you didn't hear it, you could probably guess.
Yeah, probably.
It might be obvious, but why take that chance? Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting, Boner of the Day, November 11, 2024. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the actual winner. What is the prize?
The prize is, this is the Odyssey Dance Christmas Spectacular.
I've seen them do this, and it's pretty amazing.
It's excerpts from Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, Christmas Story, Home Alone, all your favorites, the Rockettes. We're going to put all of that in there. Details and a full lineup of dates at x96.com.
I'm getting word, by the way, Gina, it's a periodic table.
Oh,
okay. It's a periodic.
I need one of those.
Yeah, well.
All right. Okay, then. We'll play that coming up. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. Randlife.com/X96.
Have you been dreaming of a new home? Well, don't worry anymore. You can get the right mortgage rate from Rand Life. Turn your dreams into a reality. Rand Life has got you covered. Rand Life just slashed their floor rate to a scorching 3.25%. That's on their 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans, 3.25% from Rand Life Home Loans. And Rand Life is a local mortgage company. I know that because they've had my mortgage. What does this mean for you, this low rate? It means serious purchasing power. You can borrow up to $190,000 more, snag your dream home, bigger house, better location, nice kitchen, better neighbors, all of that within reach. Don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible new low rates. That's randlife.com/X96. Let Rand Life help unlock the door.
another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is old-fashioned manners that society has abandoned. And on this list, which is what made me think about it, removing your hat when you're indoors.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry makes a big show of putting on his hat every morning at the beginning of the show. But customarily, etiquette guides us to remove our hats upon entering indoor spaces. People don't do that.
And don't throw your hat on the bed. It's bad luck.
Well,
that's not etiquette. That's just common sense.
That's cowboy lore. You're supposed to not put the hat right side up. You can put the hat upside down on a bed, but not right side up.
Oh, okay.
Is a thing.
All right.
For some reason. Hand kissing.
Charmed.
Dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, the ritual of hand kissing. You still do a hand kiss?
Not so much anymore since COVID, but I have been known to be a hand kisser.
Bill Allred, known hand kisser.
Yeah.
Addressing letters, dear sir or madam.
Right. Well, it's better than hey you.
Hey.
Listen up, jerk.
There was a time you would only send professional emails during business hours. Do you remember this?
No,
yes.
I don't remember that.
There was a time where that was etiquette is one.
Yes.
I can't.
It was very brief.
Or on a Saturday or on a.
It was very brief.
I missed that. Sending thank you cards.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore.
That's something everyone should be better at.
Yeah.
But.
And here's my favorite. Women remaining seated when being introduced. So
please don't get up.
No,
don't get up. No, you don't. Please.
Toasting with alcoholic beverages. Haven't you been somewhere when somebody's offering a toast and you're like, oh, you can't toast with water? That's bad luck.
Yeah.
But
I have never heard anybody say that.
I don't refer to it as bad luck. I refer to it as a waste of time.
The conventional norm gradually waned as time progressed, allowing space for a broader array of inclusive toasting alternatives, like sparkling cider or non-alcoholic.
Back to your email thing.
Yes.
Apparently, that email business hours thing, that is apparently law in France.
I like that law.
Yeah.
And it's email, not just mail.
Yeah.
It's
And
email.
between their their medicine, their hospitalization and everything, and that reason enough to move there.
And they have young gay prime minister.
And the food.
I'm going to start doing that. Just make sure I don't send any business email outside of 9 to 5.
It's funny, I don't. I don't think I do.
I
anyway.
probably do.
Not business email.
Or if you receive one, do you do this where you go, yeah, I read that, but I'm not going to do anything about it
I do that
until
all
Monday.
Yes, I do that all the time.
I think I'm not even going to open them.
You send me something Friday after 5 p.m., business-wise. I'm not going to touch it.
Don't even open it. Yeah, don't open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things on
That's
there?
it.
No, that's good.
All right.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
not in Draper. He's going to be shopping at Trolley Square this holiday season.
Well, that's good to know.
It's time for holiday shopping. That means stopping by Cabin Fever. Since 1982, it's Cabin Fever, located in the heart of historic Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. Perhaps they should consider opening one in Draper so Josh wouldn't have to travel so far.
Camouflage, stay in Ridgeway. It's
Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day adjacent,
Camouflage.
Why not? Why not? Let's see. It's time for the Boner recap.
Mm-hmm.
Chance for you to get Christmas Spectacular tickets at the Grand Theater December 19th through the 23rd. Why go to endless Christmas productions when you can just get your complete holiday fix in one place?
There you go.
Odyssey Dance Theater has taken it over. They've got A Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, A Christmas Story, Home Alone, the Rockettes, White Christmas, all of your favorites they've crammed into one show. Details in the full lineup at x96.com.
All right. Looks like Tyler is here.
Tyler, good morning.
Morning, good morning.
Tyler, what are you doing today?
Just getting ready for work, headed into work, which will be over at Skyline High School later on today.
Oh, okay.
What do you do at Skyline?
I'm the athletic trainer there.
Oh, for all the teams? I mean, for basketball, football, all of that?
Yeah, all the teams.
You make sure that people are lifting their weights and doing all that?
Oh, yeah, keeping them all healthy so they could all win some state championships.
All right, Tyler, thanks for listening to the show, by the way. What we're going to do here is I'm going to read you the 3 boner candidates we had this morning. And if you correctly identify the winner, you will get those tickets to Odyssey Dance Theater's Christmas Spectacular. They're famous for their Halloween show, Thriller, which is always really good. But I've seen the Christmas one, too, some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny. They do a lot of funny, kind of interesting stuff with it. So I think you'll enjoy that. So did you hear the boner candidates earlier, Tyler?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I read up on it.
Oh, you read up on them as well.
He did his own research.
All right, Tyler, boner candidate number 1, which I thought was very meritorious. We call it a Zuini. The former president of Utah Tech University. And this maybe speaks a lot about the problems of, the Dixie, it used to be Dixie, Dixie State College. It speaks to a lot of the problems they've had down there.
Yeah.
But he decided it would be a great idea to put a gift on a man's porch, a get-well gift. It was 2 eggplants with a big zucchini.
Please, Bill, it's a zuini.
Well, that's what we call it, a zuini. And then he put 3 people's names on it that weren't his. Just what a genius. He's now in some trouble for that.
Good.
Boner candidate number 2. Wow, this really is wicked. Mattel's wicked merchandising, their little wicked dolls and things like that, turned into a nightmare for them after linking the incorrect website on the kids' toys packages instead of a fun, wicked merch site. The link listed on the back of the wicked doll packages took people to a pornographic site. Mattel said, "Oh, whoops. We're sorry. Oh, gosh." And then boner candidate number 3. Some people now think this is okay. It's going to get worse. Racial slurs at Skyline. How about that, huh, Tyler?
Yeah.
I guess you know something about that. And there was something written on the wall. Was that what it was, Tyler?
Yeah. I actually did not hear about that till I read that story.
Huh.
I thought it was interesting. I was like, really don't see that much.
And then there was another story connected to it about black people around the country receiving text messages saying that it was time for you to report to your plantation for slavery. So, Tyler, who was the winner?
Number 3.
Yeah, it was, in fact. Number 3.
It was, yes.
Congratulations, Tyler. We'll make sure you get those tickets. Just hang on the line for a second. Katie will have a little chat with you. And get those kids working out hard today, okay?
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you.
Hang on, Tyler.
We technically don't do traffic here, but I'm going to mention this because a lot of people
Oh.
have sent it in. I-215 eastbound north is not fun. It is bumper to bumper. It looks like somebody hit a deer, and everything has stopped there.
From where on, north is 215 north.
About 60-second south. You're just kind of where the bend happens there. So several of you set that in. Thank you for that. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Sorry for the poor deer. The Radio from Hell Whiskey Tour with Jimmy the Wine Guy is sold out. Thanks to our whiskey sponsors, including High West Distillery of Park City, featuring their flagship whiskey Rendezvous, a blend of straight rye, and Campfire, a smoky blend of rye, bourbon, and malt Scotch whiskey.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and opinioendo. Stand by for that. Larson, HVAC, and Plumbing.
We love the Larsons.
Yeah,
they're
terrific.
just good, nice people. They've been friends of the program for a long time. They've owned a Larson HVAC and Plumbing since 2017. And they started this last year, and I think it's probably going to be a yearly thing they do around this time. They want to give back. They, in honor of their grandma Jana, who I guess was a wonderful woman who helped a lot of people, they want to give away a free furnace. So how do you get this, or how do you get it to someone that you know that will need it? You go to larsonhvac.com/x96 before November 30th. Nominate someone who needs help this season so they can get the new furnace installed in early December. There's also a video there of the family they helped last year, which is very sweet if you want to watch that. And while you're there, you can learn more about their VIP plans and specials to make your HVAC and plumbing systems worry-free all year round. LarsonHVAC.com/X96 or call 801-930-5450 today. We don't really have. Well, I guess we could. Do you want a quick
jump on a list quickly?
We're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, we are a little late, aren't we?
Let's see. Well, because I don't have time to tell you 55 things women over 40 shouldn't have in their home. That's 55.
55 things.
So how about I do? People who lack self-awareness frequently say these 14 things. It's fewer things.
Okay. People who lack awareness.
Lack self-awareness.
Okay.
I'm just being brutally honest.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah. Exactly. No, you're.
Yeah. You don't.
Carrie said.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is now a couple of these as I'm reading through. These are things that I say.
Okay.
And I say this one. I really hate drama. And I do. And
I do.
And you know this about me.
Yes.
And I know this about you. I truly hate drama. Now, this says the classic drama averse, yet somehow drama surrounded person. It's a bit like someone who says they hate soap operas but know every plot twist.
No.
If you find yourself always in the eye of the drama storm, maybe it's time to ask, am I the common denominator here?
No, because I have removed all the dramatic people from my life.
Yeah.
And some of these people are blood relatives.
I guess there are people that say that, but they really are involved in it.
Yeah.
I also say this. I don't care what people think of me. I care what a few people think of me. I care what you think of me.
Yeah,
I care what my husband thinks of me.
Yeah, there are some people I do care. The majority, I don't.
But generally,
Yeah.
You can like me or not. I don't care. I'm not like other people. This line is all about celebrating uniqueness, which is awesome, but it can also accidentally tip over into I'm the main character in this story.
Exactly.
You really should pay attention to me. Let's see. I'm not judgmental, but yes, you are. And I won't say that because I absolutely admit that I'm judgmental.
I am too.
I 1,000%. I just tell it like it is.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of like saying you're brutally honest.
Yeah.
People just don't understand me. You're not that complicated.
You're really not.
An enigma wrapped in a riddle and no one gets you.
You're just a dick.
No. I'm too old / too young for this. Don't say that.
Yeah,
I'm a people pleaser. I kind of used to be, I think, a people pleaser.
I'm always suspicious of people who say, I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Have your own opinions on things. And,
yeah, okay.
And finally, this is apropos of this show. Oh, I don't care about politics.
That's what this texter was trying to tell me.
I don't care. You should.
You should.
It's your life and the people you care about's life and the community you live in.
They're passing laws that affect you.
Yeah.
You should care. And you should be outraged when they... Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you.
Just a quick list. Tiny list.
I liked that. Thank you very much.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, some big boy news and opinioendo now, brought to you by...
Get ready for Seasons Drinking. Salt Lake's best holiday party happens November 29th through December 28th at the Ruin on Main. Enjoy a holiday wonderland at the Ruin with seasonal bar featuring a takeover from the Remora crew. Learn more at ruinslc.com.
All right, thank you.
We'll be there on Saturday.
Yes.
Bobby Allison, professional stock car racing driver, member of the NASCAR Hall of Fame, died Saturday. According to a statement on NASCAR's website, he was 86. Bobby was the ultimate fans driver, his family said in a statement. According to CBS, he thoroughly enjoyed spending time with his fans and would stop to sign autographs and have conversations with them everywhere he went. He was a dedicated family man and friend and a very devout Catholic. He was born in 1937 and began his relationship with NASCAR when he was hired as a mechanic. According to the New York Times, he steadily pursued his ambitions as a driver, won his first Premier Race Series in 1966, and he had a very successful racing career with NASCAR. Excuse me. Ying Nance is the owner of the Asian-American dessert shop Chubby Baker.
We've had some of their delicious
Very
treats.
good.
Ying is originally from Thailand. Says she had higher expectations when she first tasted American donuts. I think I can do better, Nance said. She told her mother-in-law at the time, without knowing how to fry donuts or bake, not knowing anything about it at all, other than I think I can do better. Nance and her mother-in-law did a lot of experimentation in the kitchen. Result was Nance's signature donuts, pillowy soft, dusted in granulated sugar, but not too sweet, and often featuring Asian-inspired flavors that might be new to American palates. Chubby Baker, which features multiple desserts on its menu, not only donuts, has grown to include now 3 locations. 317 East, 900 South, next door to Loki Coffee, 1167 South State in Orem, and the newest one, 9470 South Highland Drive in Sandy.
They're quite good.
Yes. With the Sandy location now open as Chubby Baker's flagship store, Main Kitchen, Nan says she's ready to add more items to her repertoire, including new products for the holiday season. I mean, we get the donut critic to bring us some of this.
Oh, yeah. He still owes us pie, too.
Damn it.
That's right. I wasn't here. I missed pie. You guys missed pie, too.
Everybody missed out on pie.
So anyway, Chubby Baker, and she seems like just a delightful person.
She is. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what they're doing differently, but it's just a better donut.
Some of her new desserts to come. The 5 core flavors that have been around since the beginning include coconut cream, ube, which is a sweet purple yam from the Philippines that some say tastes like white chocolate, vanilla and pistachio, passion fruit cream cheese, hot guava. Unfilled ring donuts came later. I can't go on with that.
What else? Tell me more. Tell me more about the donut.
Let's see, the box office. Venom: The Last Dance has not been a blockbuster in North American theaters, but in a lethargic fall movie-going season, even a so-so performing movie can rule the box office for 3 straight weeks. For the 3rd weekend in a row, the film has been at number 1, collecting $16.2 million in ticket sales. Venom: The Last Dance was number 1. Heretic, number 2.
I'm going to go see that this week.
Yeah, I think
I don't go to many movies, like in the movie theater movies. I wait till I come home, but I feel like I should go and so we can talk about it.
The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, number 3. Wild Robot, then Smile, and 2 is number 5. Conclave, Honora, Here, We Live in Time, and Terrifier round out the top 10.
Everybody who's seen Heretic quite enjoyed it, they say. Katie liked it a lot. Rebecca liked it. And,
I'll go this week.
Comedian Tim Dillon, who has a blink and you'll miss it role in Joker: Fall Adieu, as an Arkham Asylum security guard, recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience and trashed Todd Phillips' controversial Joker sequel as the worst film that has ever been made. The sequel earned mostly negative reviews and flopped at the box office. With 58 million domestically and 204 million worldwide, a far cry from the 2019 original $1 billion gross. It's the worst film ever made, Dylan said.
Well...
It has no plot. We would sit there, me and these other guys are all dressed in these security outfits because we're working at the Arkham Asylum, and I would turn to one of them, and we'd hear this crap, and then I'd go, what is this? And they go, well, this is going to bomb, man. And I say, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. We were talking about it at lunch, and we go, well, what's the plot? Is there a plot? I don't know. I think he falls in love with her in prison. Well, it's not even hate watchable, he said. That's how terrible it is. And he's in it. So, Paul Stanley.
Yes.
Has said Kiss' upcoming Avatar show.
You wanted the best and you got the best.
Will be like Cirque du Soleil meets Star Wars and a Kiss concert.
The hottest Avatar in the world.
Mm-hmm. The future production will be overseen by Pop House Entertainment, the company behind ABBA's Voyage show, in which the Swedish pop group were represented by holographic avatars on the stage. A Pop House acquired Kiss's catalog, brand name, and IP in April, while the band unveiled their new era at the final show of their farewell tour. After leaving the stage, the band members' avatars were revealed, and they went on to perform God Save Rock and Roll to You.
Ugh.
Their worst song. Gave Rock and Roll to
Their
You.
worst song.
Mm.
And that's saying something. Oh, don't you agree?
It's
no?
bad,
it's
but I don't know.
This was pretty terrible.
No. He was made for loving you, Bill.
This was when they were realizing, we could make money if we do some disco. And it actually did work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a new interview with Primordial Radio, Alice in Chains guitarist, vocalist Jerry Cantrell has opened up about how music distribution has changed over the years and what it really means for artists' livelihoods. And the music business really wasn't set up in a very equitable way, Jerry said. It was kind of predatory loans to bands that you paid back at 75 cents on the dollar. And as far as keeping your publishing, that was a real battle, and very few artists did it.
Mm-hmm.
The new model has taken that and kind of intensified it. I was looking at it, and I can't remember the artist, but was looking at something that gets millions and millions of streams. People are getting paid 1/1000th of a cent.
Yep.
1/1000th of a cent every time it's played.
You wonder why there's so many concerts.
Yeah.
The last few years.
That's where they
make the money. Since the pandemic broke. That's the only place they make money.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they make some on radio. We pay more for the rights to play music than streaming services.
But that doesn't go to the artist.
Doesn't go to the artist.
It goes
to the record company, and then the record company is supposed to give it to the artist.
They don't get it.
In Sunday's game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos, star tight end Travis Kelce hit another career milestone, caught a touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes in the second quarter. His latest 6-point score was the 76th receiving touchdown of his career since joining the Chiefs as a third-round pick in the 2013 NFL Draft. Kelce's incredible feat gave him a new spot in the Chiefs' record books, tying Hall of Fame tight end Tony Gonzalez's mark for the most receiving touchdowns in franchise history. And people are saying he was really, and he was just kind of lackluster the first few games of the season, but he's really come on strong in the last several games. Shabuzi and Lindsey Sterling. You know Lindsey Sterling, the violinist?
She's a Utah.
Yeah. I don't know if she's from Utah, but I know she's a Utah favorite. Is she from here?
I think she is.
Lindsey Sterling will join Lainey Wilson in providing halftime entertainment for the trio of National Football League games that take over television on Thanksgiving. Wilson had been previously announced as the entertainment for the Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving game, which will be against the New York Giants. Well, that'll be a thrill. Shabuzi will perform the Detroit Lions, take on the Chicago Bears, and Lindsey Sterling will take the stage Green Bay Packers versus the Miami Dolphins. So 3 games, and they'll all have halftime shows on Thanksgiving.
That'll be enjoyable.
Well, you won't have to say anything to the family. No.
Exactly.
Distraction.
Fall asleep in front of the football games.
No need to have any conversation. It's just probably better that way.
And finally this, for a generation that likes expressing their emotions, Gen Z keeps a lot bottled up inside. A whopping 1 in 3 Zoomers is scared to use the bathroom at the office, according to a recent study.
Scared or just prefers not?
It says here they surveyed 1,000 employees on their workplace loo habits. This is a British survey. And calculated the impact of bathroom breaks on company productivity. They found a surprising number of office workers who are just very reluctant to even go number 2, to go number 2 at their vocation station.
Reluctant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's different than being scared.
Yeah, you say scared.
I have my own preferences.
Yeah. I'm scared. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm scared to do it. If I have, and I'm in there and I'm sitting there and the door opens, somebody comes in, I start shaking.
Weather?
So, very warm today, 65 for a high. Right now it's 52. That's because we're expecting a storm tonight, which will start out as rain because it's warm, but it is going to dip down into the 30s overnight. That could change that rain over to snow. 80% chance of something falling out of the sky tonight. Let's see. The rest of the week looks pretty sunny, and we warm up into the mid-50s. Looks like maybe next chance of rain might be Saturday. Poplar Street Pub is the place for hockey. Every NHL game will be televised, featuring daily drink and food specials like their animal-style sliders. Poplar Street Pub is within close proximity to the Delta Center. Go to poplarstreetpub.com.
Don't miss a single moment of the radio. Radio from Hell.
All right, it's 9:37.
So Bill was very sweet.
Aren't I?
Brought me a gift this morning.
Well, you've been craving salted butter, I know.
It was a great big block of the good butter, the Kerrygold salted butter.
Irish.
But you were telling me that your wife picked it up at Costco.
Yeah, she said, we have some Kerrygold. I got it because it was at Costco. We usually just get the regular Costco butter. But
Well, this just in.
What?
Well, the headline caught my eye. It says nearly 80,000 pounds of butter sold at Costco's been recalled.
Don't tell me that.
It's the Costco butter.
It's the Kirkland butter.
Oh,
it's the
yeah,
Kirkland butter. But you can see why I was.
What's wrong with it?
Well, so apparently it says
the labeling is off.
The labeling is wrong, which is weird because it doesn't say. So this could be a boner candidate tomorrow, actually. So I'm going to read this. And the FDA sent out an initial recall to Kirkland Signature butter. The recall is for 79,000 pounds of butter due to an undeclared allergen. So usually you think that's like peanuts or something.
Yeah. It's an allergen alert.
But what is
it? It does not have the words contains milk on the packaging.
Yeah.
Well, it's butter.
It's butter.
Listen, that's how stupid this nation is.
That's your government regulation for you right there.
It's
Trump will get rid of that.
So because butter.
Well, it's because it has milk and not cream. I think it also has something to do with it.
But there's
I don't know.
but
Sue
still.
checked on it She checked our butter last night.
She checked your butter's
And
fine.
Our butter's fine.
Yeah.
The butter is fine. Whether it's just that it doesn't say milk on the packaging.
But is anybody buying that butter and going, I'm allergic to milk, and I can buy this butter because there's no milk in it?
Maybe. I mean, maybe people who are lactose intolerant, maybe they look, this must not contain milk.
It's special non-dairy butter.
That's margarine.
I guess we should be glad that they're being vigilant and saying, no, we require precision in our labeling as much as we can.
You know how I appreciate the rules and that they are followed. But I was a little nervous for a moment. I thought you were trying to pawn off, dangerous butter onto me.
Trying to kill her with butter.
Well, I am, because that Kerrygold is like what? I don't know what percentage more fat it has in it than the regular butter. So it'll clog your arteries pretty quick.
That means it's extra tasty. What do you think I should use it with? Like mashed potatoes? Or?
I would use it. I would, first of all, just on toast.
Toast. Okay.
Toaster. I don't care for English muffins, but I know you like English.
I do like an English.
Stop by like a Harmon's Bakery on the way home.
Get some
good bread.
Fresh bread.
And then in the toaster oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should get some. I don't know who has it, but they have toasting bread, which has a kind of a different.
Is it thicker or something? What is
it?
It
has some different texture to it.
Toasting bread.
Oh, get some milk bread.
What is milk bread?
Get some. It's Japanese, I believe. Get some Japanese milk bread and toast that up.
It's very delicate.
Yeah.
Milk bread.
You could go to the Asian store on Third.
Okay. Maybe I should just get different kinds of bread and try the butter out on all different.
Well, if you're doing that, then
deliveries.
croissants. Do a croissant.
But it would be good. But it would certainly be good on a mashed or a baked potato.
I like a good straight ahead baked potato.
Fresh popped corn.
I like baked potato with just butter and salt and pepper, and I like to get so that the skin is all crispy, but it's all covered with butter, and I just eat the skin.
The jacket potato, that's what you do, the jacket
Okay.
potato.
Here's the breakdown guide to different types of butter.
Okay.
It's not just butter.
Oh.
All right. American butter is 80% butter fat and has natural flavor.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. European butter, 82% butter fat, creamier and easier to spread. Irish butter, 82% butter fat, is deep yellow and full of beta carotene. So
it's good for you.
Good for you. Amish butter, 84% butter fat, log shaped, very creamy. Grass-fed butter is a deeper butter flavor, can be healthier if you get the grass-fed. Clarified is butter, fat, water, and milk solids with a higher smoke point. So you don't want to cook with that one necessarily, I guess. Cultured, slightly fermented, and a tangy flavor, your cultured butter. Sweet cream butter, which is the most common variety,
Yes.
salted or unsalted. And then there's light, which is not for baking, 20% less butter fat. And that's
Don't
when
do
it's
that. Don't bother.
Don't waste your time.
If you're gonna have butter, have some butter.
Have some
So
butter.
all of that Irish looks to be, to me, the way to go.
I look forward to enjoying your not contaminated butter, Bill.
Well, the other one's not contaminated either.
Just you see the word recall, you get nervous. That's all.
I'll have a butter sandwich.
Get some saltines. Just spread it on saltines. Glass of milk.
Give me a butter sandwich.
I had the other day radish and butter sandwiches.
Really?
Yeah, on just like a baguette. You just kind of slice the baguette and spread it with butter and then put sliced radishes on it. Sprinkle a little Malden salt on top of that. Delicious.
Not cooked, right? Just raw radishes.
Yeah, delicious.
Yep. Don't even waste my time with margarine or light butter.
No.
Nope. Real butter. Real butter. Salted.
Okay, we're
Eat
making
some
the
good
move.
bread.
We're making the move.
Eat some good bread on the way home. All right. Oh, Hot Roads rolls would be good. Oh, yeah.
Parker House rolls.
Somebody says, I fully support this bread tasting project.
The bread tasting project.
I need a lot of emotional support carbs.
Emotional support carbs. Oh, I love that.
I want a vest for my bread to carry it onto the plane with me. This is my emotional support carbs.
Oh, see, I'm not a cook. You want to cook with clarified butter because of its higher smoke point.
Yeah.
It won't smoke as easy. It's good for saute. Okay, there you go. All right, see, that's where
we're learning.
That's where I'm not a cook, see? Where does I can't believe it's not butter fit in there? In hell!
You know, it's too bad that the corn season is over, because a cob of corn
that would be
with Kerrygold butter. Yeah.
That would be good. All right, and Berg has this suggestion here.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio.
Eating around. There you go.
Farting around about butter.
All right. Well, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song and crawling towards the exits when we do. UtahAdvocates.com.
This holiday season, it's excitement and people get distracted when they're driving. Please try not to do that. But if you encounter some distracted driver, you may get into an accident and you may be injured. And if that happens to you, the advocates are around to help you. They'll fight for you so that you can focus on recovering and enjoying the holiday season. There are no fees for the advocates. They're personal injury attorneys, no fees until they win your case. You're in safe hands with the advocate. You really are. They're terrific people. Get back what matters most this season with the support of the advocates. 801-355-5550.
Yeah, I hope you don't need them or someone you love. And you might not need them right now. This is a good number to put in your phone. And if you are in an accident, you can get a hold of them right away.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also chat with them online, UtahAdvocates.com.
9:54.
Hey, can you explain to me
What's that?
why this just bugs the heck out of me sometimes? I was listening to somebody being interviewed yesterday, and he said the word boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
It's boogeyman. Everybody says boogeyman. He kept saying boogeyman.
How does Casey and the Sunshine Band say it? That's the proper pronunciation.
But why does that happen? Why does it? Everywhere you go, everywhere this person goes, whenever he hears that word, he hears people saying boogeyman, and yet somehow he says boogeyman.
Where's he from? Maybe it's a regional thing.
I don't think so. This drives me crazy.
Bougie man.
It's a different man.
It's a different man?
What was the word? The character that Picard always said her name different than everybody else?
Vash?
Vash. He said Vash, and so everybody else said Vash.
He said Vash, and everyone else saying Vash.
On the ship.
Well, that's British.
And then they finally figured it out and went, it's Vash.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Mugatu.
Yeah.
It was called Gumatu until DeForest Kelly got a hold of it and went, I'm saying Mugatu. That's the name of the creature. Anyway, all right. Let's do the promo.
Daddy! Hey, Daddy!
Hey, what is it, Denver? I'm very busy. I'm putting together my new Mona administrative team.
I know, Daddy. I'm in your cabinet.
What are you talking about, boy? You are not in my cabinet.
Am too. Look over here. I'm hiding in your file cabinet.
Wow, let's have some more of that high-octane humor on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
Gina wrote the promo, and she's the only one laughing at it. She's the only one, I guarantee you, in the valley that's laughing at it. And I don't think, are you trying to bully me into writing something?
Every week.
Bullying. All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Do I have to call it a speculum?
Ugh. Artie Fufkin is next.
80s and 90s classics on Artie Fufkin's 1 hour